Hello? Oh, wait, I can hear myself. That's not... Hello? Oh, wait, I can hear myself. Oh, there we go. Now I found it. I found it. Now I can't hear myself anymore. That's always good. Yeah, we're all here, eh? Oh, it has been a while. Hey, everyone. Fuzzy, the editor, is here. Nabil. Ryan, I saw that. Varian. Oh, it has, yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. Just quickly to explain. Wait, oh. Fuzzy is counting the days. Wait, I think something... Hey, I think it's back. No, it's been a while. I explained it in a post, but effectively I lost all of the stuff that I had to do, like with the Dragon Prince. And I couldn't get myself to, like, you know, get all of that back. So I haven't really been posting anything, and I haven't really gone live either. I thought about it, and I've thought about just, you know, playing some silly game and then having that as the background, which might happen sometime. But now with season 7 on the horizon, well, I won't need the old screenshots as much anyway, so, you know. We might be onto something new here, but today we are going to take a look at the newest trailer that came out earlier today, and I'll be honest, I did not expect it to come out, like, at all. Yeah, just randomly I saw that it was there, and I was very surprised. But it is here. The trailer is wild. So yeah, I watched it once quickly. Yeah, just when I saw it was out, and then I realized, like, oh wait, I can't, you know, I should probably have saved it for stream, because I need to stream this. So it's not the first time I've seen it, but I haven't really gone into it too much. But from what I have seen, I have some thoughts, but you know, we'll see once we get there. Imagine you bring back the old Spellbreak footage. Dino, I wish I could, but Spellbreak died. It's no longer a thing. You can't play the game anymore. Yeah, they took down the servers, so yeah, one of my favorite games is gone. It's a very sad moment. Fuzzy, can you show your analysis? Yeah, you can send the link. It would be funny. It would be amazing if I could play the game. I won't lie. Shame we still have 4 weeks before the season drops. I think that's fine. I'm not used to getting stuff like a full trailer this early, but at the same time, we haven't gotten anything. So I'm glad that we are at least at the point where we're getting something. Still waiting for your Lujane theory? Okay, not gonna... Okay. I had... The Lujane theory, I'm just gonna cope and say it's fine. I had something else that I was working on, and then I saw the trailer and I don't think it works any longer. So yeah. Oh, you just say in the chat? Oh yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Alright, but what we'll do is, I think... Oh, I've been up for like 3 minutes. I'm just wondering if I should wait a bit until people get here, but I don't really care. If at this point you haven't seen the trailer yet, like, it's kind of... it's your fault. So I think we'll just watch the trailer. I do have it here. It's not... I'm not watching it on the actual thing. Just means we can, you know, go around a bit easier. And I also have some screenshots, which means we can... you know, zoom in and everything, which might be helpful. But the quality of the trailer didn't seem Yeah, it's okay, but it's just like, you know, I tried to zoom in on something earlier and it didn't really work that well. Imagine Real James comes here again. That would be insane. I saw that he already posted his reaction, so props to him. But yeah, I'd be surprised. I'll put it that way. Anyway, I feel like I've said enough. Aims for life. You didn't like the trailer? I'll say what I thought about it. But I was just saying, like, the quality is in, like, the resolution of the trailer was not super high. At least the version that I have. Which, you know, it's fine, but yeah. Hames is crazy. Alright. We are gonna start. I think the sound should be able to. I feel like is not that new. So we have a lot of old shots. I've seen some other people comment about that as well, that I don't know, like it's all right. Like having a bunch of older, you know, scenes from what, season 1, even up till season 6, but we had some stuff from the Battle of Catullus earlier as well. And it's just like, it doesn't feel necessary, even you know, back to season 6. It feels, the beginning feels a little bit unnecessary, but they do want the voiceover, and that's supposed to build, you know, the whole suspense and everything. I feel like Calvin's gonna die. Maybe self-sacrifice? Maybe. I'm not too sure. Nabil might be right. Someone in the main cast has to die this season. I would be surprised if it's Callum, though. Do you know where Callum is in that shot? Akiyu's home. Do you mean the blue one? Where is it? Like back. I get this, and then here. Oh yeah, right. No, yeah, that is he's protecting Akiyu and Runan. Okay, I don't know why Runan. I guess because of the bow here? Ooh. Oh, we can see Runan, that's why. Here, I'll put this away. Okay, that's interesting. Is this Akiyu? Why does Callum have horns? Okay, yeah, so I think what we will do is, first of all, what do you guys think of the trailer? Like, I'm curious to know, because I have my opinions, but I want to know what you guys thought when you guys saw the trailer the first time. I don't know if this is the first time. Seen after Spiralis? 7 out of 10? Alright. Where she says Spiralis. Isn't that right? Here. This is the moon nexus. It's good. 7 out of 10. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna give the trailer, like, out of a rating. Okay, wait, so someone said horns in this form? That seems... I don't really know what you're referencing here. He has his white streak up here. He has a cube like it was in the dream. But apart from that, I'm not really seeing any... Oh, unless you think that this is Callum? This is not Callum. But yeah. Oh, right. Oh, you mean in this shot? Yeah, okay. I have a few screenshots that I think will be a bit easier to look at. So I'll quickly pull those up. Here. Where is it? Here. I think this is the one you're referencing. So if we take a look here, yeah, we have... Is that Lujain on the floor? Soren with Terry, Alan... I don't really... Is that Astrid? I'm not sure, but yeah. Yeah, so we have a couple of people here. They're all charging towards Claudia and person? Anya. Ah, okay, that's Anya. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess the arrows. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, so the most important thing about this trailer, I have the screenshots, they're in order, so we'll quickly go through them since that kind of gives us a chronological way of looking at it. We start with... Here, there we go. Aravos, not Viren. Oh, yeah, yeah, probably. You can see that Soren has lost a leg. Okay. So we start off with this, and all of these shots are, you know, the first time they see Catullus. It's interesting to see. I don't know. I don't think there's too much here. It's a bit... I guess it's interesting to see the order in which they come. So Soren was obviously there already. First Callum comes and then the others come. So Callum comes already at this time of day. If we take in consideration that at the end of season 6, it was becoming evening, no? So this is probably still right before, like, dusk, I guess. That means he spent a night here already? Sword still has 2 legs in this. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out for that, though. Where Ezrin and the dragon are talking is in the Banter Lodge. Yes, yeah, that was something we mentioned a bit before. Also, another thing I will say, for me personally at least, something that at least is in the back of my mind while watching this is another thing that I think season 7 might struggle with, is that it lives in a post-Arcane season 2 world. I don't know if you guys have seen Arcane. Season 2 has been coming out, and like the quality of Arcane is just something so beyond anything that we have seen before. And obviously the Dragon Prince can't really live up to that. I mean, already just with the budget. But, you know, it's still just noticeable if you are still kind of watching Arcane and then you watch this. It feels too noticeable. No spoilers, you haven't seen it yet? Okay, well, I only recommend it. I think Arcane is arguably one of the greatest pieces of art I have ever seen. It's not necessarily the thing I'm most passionate about, story-wise. Like, How to Train... Okay. Like, How to Train a Dragon, for me, still holds a different place in my heart, but... Huh? No. My brother came in and was asking. But yeah, it's just, it looks very good. Arcane, that is. Ezrin's Kingdom is here. Ezrin's Kingdom. What can I tell you? Your kingdom's not looking too good. You watched it for Victor. Season 1 was good, though. How to Train Your Dragon is getting a live-action remake. Yes, it is. If we have time at the end, we'll go over that teaser trailer as well. But yeah. As for the Dragon Prince, I love the Dragon Prince, right? But like I said, I worry that the fact that a lot of casual watchers will have been used to the Arcane level of quality, they might be put off by the Dragon Prince. But we know what we're getting into. We love the Dragon Prince, and so for us, I'm looking at it more in relation to other Dragon Prince material that we have gotten so far. Also animation-wise. Yeah, Varian has been, yeah, a few people have been talking about the live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon in the Discord. For those of you... Oh, Rex is here as well. For those of you who don't know yet, if you type !Discord, it should give you a link for the Discord if you want to join. Anyway, we have a bit of a sad bait shot. This feels a bit it's all right. Like, again, I get that they're trying to go for the other shot. Okay, I don't have another screenshot, but you know, they're trying to go for the peril. The fact that this survived feels a bit okay. Like, I hope they don't try to make it into a big deal. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how is it not completely destroyed? It is literally made out of wood. So if all of the stone around it has collapsed, whatever. You know, it's all right. It's all right. But yeah, I hope that all that happens is that simply it, I don't know, gives us a brief moment and then we move past this, because I think the more time you spend showing this, the more people will be like, wait, why is this still around? Oh yeah, Fuzzy will be back in a few minutes. That's all right. Game of Thrones Season 8 logic. First of all, Luna Moth, how you doing? And secondly, yeah, it kind of is that. Bro, Rex has been on like a devious arc recently. But yeah. No, that does summarize how I feel about it. Anyway, if some more season 6 shots, yeah, I think it's all right that they have some of these in the trailer. I think the amount they used is a bit excessive. I am going to assume that the reason for that is because they wanted to have the voiceover be a certain length, but they didn't want to show that much of season 7. Like, I highly doubt they think that showing this much of previous seasons will add to the level of nostalgia. Like, season 6 just happened. Like, the times that we had to wait between season 6 and season 7 is one of the shortest that we have ever had. So they don't need to remind us of what happened. I wanted to see more season 7 in the trailer. I agree, but I think, okay, what I think could have happened is that they originally wanted to have a teaser where we would only have the season 7 things. And that would be like a very short form thing, because obviously if we take the amount of time that we have season 7 content, it is not that much. And then I think in the actual trailer, they would build up on top of that. But the way this reveal season is working for season 7 feels a little bit weird. And so we got a trailer first before we got any teasers. And so I imagine that they didn't want to show that much of season 7. Okay, we want to bring back Avizandum and Solregum. Interesting. Anyway, season 6 things, you know, all good. Not that interesting. And then we get to this, where they talk about in the trailer that he's bringing back people from the dead. Aravos, that is. And this is where things get interesting for 2 reasons. One, the concept of this is kind of cool, because it gives us an opportunity to explore different characters or different creatures that we've heard about but haven't seen yet, and they get to show up on screen without having to do flashbacks. However, I don't understand why. I think I'm going to go into this more later, but I want you to think about, so like we just saw the trailer, like why is this happening? Like, what is the end goal of this? Oh, King Bait is here. Let's go. He can bring back people, so maybe Harrow, Sarai, Viren. That would be cool. It seems like they are against them, so maybe seeing like a Harrow versus Ezran would be kind of fire. Viren, I hope for his sake, is allowed to stay dead. Like, we've been joking in the Discord as well that, I don't know, in 30 years, there will be Dragon Prince Season 67. Viren will be back for the 32nd time. This time, his only goal is to try to stay dead. But, you know, no one's allowing him to stay dead. So, yeah, let's just hope for his sake that he's not one of these creatures. But we can see here, like, what, this is clearly... Wait, I'm assuming this is supposed to be a Skywing Elf. But then we also have dragons, we also have these things, I don't know. Why? I guess if Erebos is like Madara in Naruto. Okay, I haven't seen Naruto, so that doesn't mean much to me. Bring back the dead to make them fight their loved ones, creating an undead army. Yes? But why? Like, I get it, he has an undead army, but what for? Wait, I think we'll go into that a bit. I think Eros is bringing back the dead to fight for him. Yeah, but again, like, you know, what's he fighting for? What is his goal? You know, if you have nothing to fight for, because before it was always he wanted people to free him. Right? There, an undead army might help, but he is free now, so... Either for a wrench or to bring back Leola. Yeah, maybe. Duh, to bring the Eternal Night, did I not hear? No, you're right, that makes sense. I mean... Yeah, to bring the Eternal... I mean, that... Clearly, I don't know why I even asked the question. Anyway, I thought it was cute how those both are very... scared and they both have the same facial expression. That was funny to me, but I like the way that these guys are animated right now, like the black and white sort of thing. It fits. Definitely didn't watch the trailer on Twitter during my science test. All right, sploosh. Nah, that's crazy. Revenge on the Star Elves. Yeah, maybe. All right, we get to see them a bit better, a bit higher quality. This is Sol Regam's body. If we ask Rex, then this is where Sol Regam comes back to life and says it's Sol Regam time and starts Sol Regaming all over the place. Unlikely that will happen though. And then, two interesting things. One, we are at the Moon Nexus. Two, we have Claudia. And then we add a few more things that are interesting. This character right here, we currently don't know who that is. And bam, dragon with no arms and character on top. This seems to be, I would say, Zeard. I forget, how do other people pronounce it? I think I pronounce it differently to most people, but the guy that we see in season 3 in the beginning, who was the first to use dark magic. That's human Aravos. This one, yes, I wouldn't be surprised. We get a better shot of him later. Anyway, this looks kind of sick. I've seen some people thought that this might be Claudia. While the clothes kind of fit-ish. No, it's Zyard? Nah, it's Zeard. I don't know. Zyard just sounds weird to me. Yes, but that guy, the dark magic guy, this seems to be him. Star Devourer Dragon or Star Dragon could be, doesn't need to be, since we don't really have any sense of color, since if we go back, everything has this color and not all of them are star related creatures. So this could just as well be a fire dragon, or like a, you know, sun one. But yeah. I know why. You know why what? Okay, wait. Rex has got an idea here. I'm curious to hear this, but I feel like it's going to be something ridiculous. So while he does that, we get some more of the battle. I know he bring back the dead. All right. You tell us. I'll just keep going through. This is all season 6 stuff. Again, season 1 to 3, like I'd say season 1 to 2 even feels okay. Like to show some of that because it has been a while. Season 3 already feels kind of like, I don't know, season 3 for me feels like the start of, you know, kind of ramping things up. However, needing this much from season 6 is kind of crazy. It's the dragon from season 4. Oh, the one in the Drakewood. I guess they don't have any arms, so that would make sense. I wish I had a screenshot to compare it. Oh, we know where those went. So yeah, but that does work. Later, can we do Kahoot? Yes. I mean, if anyone has a Kahoot that we can do, for sure. And yes, don't worry, Sploosh, I will do Wordle later. The dragon with Soren. Yeah, that is actually a good call. I didn't think about that. But yeah, the dragon that we see in season 4 in the Drakewood. That could be it, yeah. The Eternal Knight's true purpose might be to prevent Startouch Elves' stars from aligning, making him the only Startouch elf in Zadia. Oh. Okay. AR. That is an interesting idea. I didn't think about that, but again, the question there I would have is why? Like what's like at that point he hasn't really changed any of the power dynamics. And him being the only Startouch elf, like I don't know. I don't see the vision, but I could see that being the case. But I still don't. I feel like it doesn't. Praying the stars might also stop other Startouch elves from seeing him tip off the balance. Yes, but then at that point we're kind of back to Aravos being a very normal villain in the sense that he just wants domination, and that would suck if that's all we get from Aravos. The only way he can beat a Star Destroyer dragon is by resurrecting the Arch Dragons to fight for him, whilst he deals with the Startouch elves. Okay, wait, so you're assuming that he wants to deal with the Startouch elves and he needs the army to fight a Star Destroyer dragon? I'm not quite sure why there is a Star Destroyer dragon, but it's an interesting thought. I guess Aravos might also be gaining power to bring back his daughter or just killing all Startouch elves as a revenge. That I understand. But I don't know how an undead army is gonna help him against Startouch beings, because they seem a bit outside of that realm. If Aravos is bringing back the dead, could he bring back his daughter? You see, that's what I was thinking about, is that would make sense. However, we haven't... Okay, wait, let's see. Do we have another shot of... No, we'll go back to this quickly. This... If he wants his daughter back in this form, that's messed up. And I don't think that's what he wants. So if this is the way he can revive people, I feel like having his daughter in this form kinda isn't a great goal. Like, you messed up along the way. But, I don't know, maybe... How is he gonna fight all the Startouch elves on his own, especially with the Startouch elf on their... Startouch dragon on their side? I'm confused why they have a Startouch dragon on their side. Like, I feel like you're basing this off of something I'm not... Like, I can't remember or something, but at the same time, I don't know how an army of undead things would really help in a battle of star touch beings. Because it feels like these are only good against, you know, normal things. I think Erebos doesn't want to see Leola again. He's afraid what she will... What? He's afraid she will see what he has become. I see. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, anyway, we'll talk about the whole goal later. Here, you know, Ezrin doing Ezrin things. This seems to be at the... Could be the Panther Lodge. Could also just be wherever they hid out. They apparently took this with them. This is a table at the Panther Lodge where the bread is a weapon. So, you know, Soren with the weapon bread. Classic duo. We might see him make a bread sandwich just for the callback. Having said that out loud, I can actually see that happening, and I feel like it won't be as, like, funny as the first time. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But, yeah. I'm a bit surprised Callum is this far back. I feel like he'd be a bit closer as, like, a counselor, because, like, if we look at it, Anya is here because, you know, she's... Okay, like, politically speaking, she's in charge of her kingdom, and she's helping him as a king, but we all know why she's really there. Opeli is here because, you know, she was her... Wait, what? She was his, counselor and whatever. And then, you know, like, we go back levels where then it's Soren and the baker, and then Callum's here. So I'm a bit surprised, but I feel like maybe it's just for the... Callum has a mystery book? I think this is just the book that he has been using to note things down, which is, I think, what he's doing right now as well. This seems to be used quite a bit, so I'd be surprised if this is a new form of a book. Guys, Erebos will not fight the Star-Touch Elves. The Eternal Knight's purpose is to disable the Star-Touch Elves from interfering with his plans of tipping the balance. Yeah, maybe, but... Like, tipping the balance requires defeating the Star-Touch Elves, so it feels a bit disconnected. Bread. Yes, bread indeed. Then we are here. This is some sort of sun crystal cave. Okay, what I will say, I think that we have seen this. I think I have a picture of this. Umber Tour is not a bad idea. However, I don't think that's the case. Okay, I'm gonna Google Zadia map. I love not having all of the resources that I used to have. It's so fun. World map. I just want to have like a big map. You know, this seems like a good quality. Let's save this. All right. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. I think this is in Del Bar, actually. One of the first things that show up is a theory about how all of the runes point to the ocean point. Sploosh would be so happy. I disagree with that though, but whatever. That's not important for today. I think this is a good enough map to look at. Here, pull it out here. So in this map, in Del Bar, for those of you who don't know, we actually have... We know that this mountain was built on the cave of an archdragon. So, this might be that cave, which would make sense since... Nah, that doesn't make entirely sense. I was gonna say that Anya is there, but Anya's in Durin. But, I mean, maybe they're just going to check it out. But yeah, it could, I guess, be back at Umbertor, but I guess we'll see. Alright, wait. Varian had a theory. I want to see what this is. Varian. The Eternal Night can also weaken the power of all elves. No sun, so plants don't grow, weakening the Earthblood elves. No sun, so it weakens the Sunfire elves. No moon, so it weakens both ocean and moon elves. No star, so it weakens... Oh. That's a really nice idea. Because that would also explain why he is in human form rather than elf form. Because then he might not be affected as much. Okay. Rex says, I can just imagine Erebos pulling up to Startouch elves and he's like, I'm gonna kill you all. And then they like, you and what army? And he's like, this army. Yeah, that's gonna happen. And then they battle it out. Sky elves, I guess, because it would be too dark to fly. Yeah. I'm wondering... Maybe, because... Okay, I'm thinking, like, very scientifically, technically, if everything is colder, then there would be less winds, because there would be less of an exchange of warm and cooler air. But I feel like that might be going a bit too far. Kaparic, how you doing, man? Delbar makes sense. My first thought was that it's somewhere in Durin, since Anya needed to source the stones for her arrows from somewhere. Oh, wait a minute. That is actually a really... You are right. This does seem to be the same color as the stuff that she uses for her arrows as well. We actually see it right here. The tip of the arrow does seem to be that way. And since Ezran is holding it, they honestly might be in the process of explaining, this is where I get the stuff for my arrows from. And then Ezran is like, yo, let me see. And then he pulls it out. And then she's like, oh, do you see the color up there? This is where that comes from. For the fire arrows? Yeah, exactly. Why would they get it in Delbar, though? Looks like Amber Caves. Anything fossilized. That would have been interesting. I don't think so. But yeah, the question is only where this is. I think it does make sense in Delbar, just based on what we know. But yeah, I like the idea of this being for her explosive arrows. I wonder how that will play out in an episode, because coming from season 6, I worry that this will be like one plot for an episode, is them getting these crystals and then bumping into something, and I just... Right now, I can't really see how that would be interesting for 10 out of 20 minutes, but we'll see. Do you think that the cave used to be the Sun Archdragon lair before Sol Regum was blinded, and the continent wasn't divided? Maybe. Zadia doesn't revolve around Sol. Well, if you ask Rex, he would have a different opinion. But we do know that the dragon that was here used to be there before humans kind of moved to the west. So now I'm kind of blanking. I think we know a bit more about the dragon that's set up here, but I can't quite remember. I think it was an archdragon. I think it was the one before Rex Igneous, but it could also have been the one before Sol Regum. But yeah, Durin. But I think Delbar does have Earth Primal vibes. Okay, so it could be there too. In Durin, we don't really have any mountains though. I guess it could be inside here somewhere. But it's just Durin seems a bit not like the place where that could happen. Also, can we talk about the fact that the one area with the most land to farm was the one place that struggled with farming. Like, how did that happen? How is Catullus the one that had to supply these guys? Like, all they have is farm. You know, here you have a bunch of ocean, it's cold. Here, you know, these two places we don't even talk about. Like, what are they doing over there? They eat fish all day? Okay. Catullus, you know, they have some stuff in there. Why not? Durin, literally all they have. It's because of the Titan spell? No, I get that. That's when they got their, stuff again. But it was before that, right? So before that, they didn't have enough food. And that's why they went to go get the Titan heart thing to get enough food for everyone. But it's just like, if Durin doesn't have farms, what do they have? But anyway, that's for another time. Durin is struggling. I meant the cave? Wait, what? Oh, I'm not sure why Durin would have it, but they did use the Oh, right. Oh, now I understand what you're saying, and it just clicked for me. I thought that was in context of something else. This being, under the effect of the Magma Titan spell. Similar colors. I'd say the Magma Titan was a bit more red, but it's a interesting idea. So, so there's like a cave system under Durin where they use the spell that is now sprawling with these, like, crystals. What I will say, and that I just, like, this just came to me, I think we are overthinking it, and this is entirely there to canonize the Zadia game. Because Zadia is full of these areas. What did you miss? We've been talking about a bit what Erebos' goal is as well, but right now we're on this scene and we're discussing where this could be. And right now the idea is either, pulling up the map again, either here where there used to be the Archdragon, or in Durin where they used the Magma Titan spell and there's a cave system with that underneath. Which to me is probably a cooler idea. I don't know how realistic that is. However, yes, I think this has a lot to do with just trying to... They are onto something. Check their community tab. Okay, Harmonious Harbor. Honestly, can you just send me a link? I don't want to go and find it. You can just, yeah. Do you notice Harrow new flashback? I think this was a while ago. Oh no, this is right. I don't know when you mean, but maybe. Anyway, I think whatever this scene will be mostly there to have a bit of backstory to these arrows, but also to kind of make the video game Zadia make more sense, and so that people can't say, bro, what is this video game? Like, they never talked about this in the show, and now we do have these crystal things. Okay, I'm gonna try to read this item. Is Viren... I don't know what you mean with that. To a source because he is on his... I'm thinking you're saying, is Viren connected to a source because he did something with his heart for the dark magic spell in season 6 when he died? If Viren is connected to a primal source, I don't think so. Yeah, okay. I don't think so because he used dark magic to do that. I think he just did it on his heart because that's what the spell requires. So he already said before that he needs a human heart to do it. And that's where Soren was like, yo, chill. But yes, I don't think he's connected to any of the other ones, but rather that was just a use of dark magic. But because the spell is so powerful... Now I do wonder, though, since they did technically use something similar in Season 3, what made him not need... I guess because they had the Sun Primal in the staff. Like the Primal Stone. Okay, okay. But yeah, okay. It's an interesting question, though. I think spirits are connected to the stars, like good spirits, not risen from the dead ones. Maybe, but that then brings the interesting question of what is a good spirit? Like, do they then have a religion of sorts to make them, I don't know, define what is a good and bad spirit? Because I think that, I don't know, I feel like that would go into a weird direction, but maybe. Can someone tell me the name of this archdragon? I don't know which one you mean, but Luna Tenebris. The ones that Erebos controls. Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. Maybe, but the stuff that he resurrected were all magical creatures anyway, so I don't think they have to be connected to the stars. Okay, so season 1 things. This I think is fine. This was a while ago, you know, it can elicit a feeling of nostalgia, which in a concluding season can be powerful and can be used very effectively to create certain emotions without having to show too much on screen. I think they used a bit too much of seasons that were too close to this one for these ones from many seasons ago to really hit the same way. But it's still interesting. This shot, I don't know why they included, because this was something I always thought was funny in season 1. Bro is running for his life, by the way. This is like, I don't know. This is me when I just got up. Like here, okay, he's scared. She's scared. Even she's like, oh, this is not that good. Callum literally like, bro, why am I here? Who did this to me? Like, why am I still here? So yeah, I thought it was funny that they included this of all of it. You want to screenshot it? Here you go. But yeah. I don't know. I thought it was funny, but it is what it is. Aren't those crystals the same ones that Queen Anya uses in her arrows? Ezrin, yes. We were talking about that earlier. But this seems to be the place where she gets her arrows. That's probably what the scene is about. The question was where this cave is. But yeah. You said the cave had an arch dragon in it, but what was its name? I don't remember. That's the thing. I don't remember very much about it. Those... They hurt Erebos because... I'm useless. Bro, the wiki is right there. I can't, you know, Google on the wiki and stream at the same time. But yeah. Funny faces again. Bait having the time of his life. You know, just things. Soren and Corvus doing Soren and Corvus things. All good. You could though, theoretically. I mean, I could. I might later. But you also could. I was thinking about where this is. I think... No. Okay, the first like when I first saw this, I thought this was on the Star Scraper. The more I look at it now, the less I'm convinced that is the case. What is Rayla writing? Also a good question. I don't really know what this is back here either, if this is part of Lux Aurea. Yeah. Honestly, that was the thing I was going for right now. Yeah, they're in Lux Aurea. This is where the original thing was stolen. Which could be used in a very cool way to kind of give a callback to season 3, because I think the producers of the show also know that, like, season 3, that was like a peak season. You know, the end battle as well, that was peak. So I can see them trying to at least revisit those places to try to relive that battle. Astrid is there as well. Yes, no, you saw it. Astrid is here, blindfold off and all. She's ready to fight. Kind of looks like this dragon is floating, like it's a PNG that was pasted on top. That's okay though. Again, post Arcane Brain is, yeah. I don't really know what this is either. I'm trying to decipher. Pyra is injured. You mean these scars? I don't think so. I think this is quite normal for Pyra. She's seen worse. Pyra neck long? I mean, yeah, but why are you noticing that? How did they hurt Erebos? Isn't he all-powerful? No. I wouldn't say that he is. Goose, okay. Do I like Arcane? Yes, I think Arcane is one of the purest forms of distilled art. I said it before, I think it is in a league of its own, but there are some things that I feel closer to than Arcane. He can only use a fraction of his power. Fell off. Yeah, we'll see. I was actually thinking about doing some Arcane content as well, but... And I was asked if I would do some. And my response was always that I feel unqualified to talk about the level of art that is Arcane. Because, like, it's just... It's too good for me to be able to say anything about it, you know? So I feel too unqualified to even tackle that. But I do really like Arcane. Oh, so here we see a bit more of this. This seems to be ears of something. I don't think we've seen this. What's with Astrid eyes? I'm confused. AKA he's too lazy? No, it's like genuinely for Arcane, I think like the passion I have for the art of Arcane is I don't know how to explain it. Like it's up there. So I don't think I would say I'm too lazy for it. It's just I don't know how I could do it justice. But it's in my watch list. I can only recommend Arcane. It is already just because of the animation beautiful to watch. Okay, hear me out. I was just thinking about this right now. Bro is the worst liar. First of all, you spelled it with an A instead of an E. So no, but no, I'm like, okay, you know what, Rex, for you, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna prove you wrong that like, okay, I'll do it. Right now, I just realized these ears are very similar to these ears, and now I'm scared that we're gonna see a massive Stella. And I don't know what to think about that. I feel like this could get goofy very quickly. Also, with Astrid, she used to have a blindfold. It was a big moment at the beginning of season 7. There's like a clip where she takes off her blindfold and is all like, wow, I can see now, and then so yeah, and she wants to go help people, like the gang. That's why she doesn't have a blindfold on. That's why it's like a bit different. It's Stella's giant mom. Yes. If we continue with the theory that Stella is in fact a Star-Touch elf that took the form of Stella while aligning, and this means that this creature is therefore one of the council, maybe, of the Star-Touch elves? Unless those are the only Star-Touch elves. We could be looking at, you know, something like that, and there we could get a moment where Aravos, as a human, is fighting the Merciful One as this? But no, I think that is a bit of copium. Stella is the Merciful One. Yeah, that was that's in line with what I was saying. But yeah, that could be. What if Bait is massive and smushes Erebos like a pancake? I'm pretty sure that's the post-credit scene. I can imagine. That might actually be on the 9th episode. That might be the ba-bum scene that we see of Bait. But instead of just falling down, it's like there's an Erebos that like pops up from under here and then he smashes him. What if Bait eats Erebos' coin? I think we just got Bait, to be honest. We take this knife and let Bait know that that coin was important. No, I'm joking. Guys, we wouldn't hurt Bait. We are... Bait... no, how do I say this without being weird? Anyway, moving on. What if What if my other theory is right? And Sol Regam's egg is found? I'd be surprised. Season 3. I was thinking for a second, what if this is showing that Zubeia is going to come back in a big way? I gave that thought about 3 seconds before it turned into, please don't let that happen. For those of you who have been watching me for a while might already know my opinion on Zubeia. I think that Zubeia as a character is... I can't even say underused. She's overused and still entirely pointless. Zubeia is not used enough. Yes, Zubeia is not used enough in a good way, but Zubeia is used way too much in a bad way. Okay, hey, I posted my Burian theory on the Eternal Lane Discord under Theories channel if you want to read it. I'm very proud of it, honestly. I am going to take a look at that. First go through this a bit, and then we'll take a look at that, because that does sound interesting. I've seen some more in detail shifts about her. Nah. Rex, we're not going in that direction. Anyway, season 3 things, whatever. This moment again. Okay. Very sad. Again, like, they're trying to use these clips to, like, make us feel a certain way, right? That's the goal. But it's like, I just watched this. Like, why are we showing this again? It doesn't work the same way. Zubeia is basically a free taxi. No, she's a free taxi that breaks down every time you use it. So yeah. Let Zubeia die so Zim and Ezran can bond over dead mothers too. I'm down. Yeah. Sure. He's doing a bit of yoga right here, all good. He finished his yoga session, feeling all stretched. Yeah. Season 3 things. Again, oh wait, I think the reason they're doing all of this is because they're going to come back to Luxoria and kind of do a play on what happened at the end of Season 3. And so they want to make sure that we all remember what Season 3 was. I feel like it's unnecessary. We know what Season 3 was. That was a pretty influential season. But that goes back to the whole thing of, I think they just wanted to have the voiceover. They didn't have enough clips, so they just kind of been using things that, you know. Dude, you are funny. Well, if only more people said that to me. No, I'm joking. Claudia doing Claudia things. I'm not gonna lie, if we see Viren coming back from the dead again, I just saw that my microphone peaked because I got mad. if we see Viren coming back again, I'm boycotting Arc 3. Let Viren die. I'm gonna start on Twitter a hashtag. Okay, a hashtag needs to be short. Something like hashtag let Viren be dead. I don't want him to be resurrected again. Soul Regum, not Viren? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so I may be deaf, but I'm kind of upset that Erebos is a tragic villain. They really need to play his whole daughter dying thing well in order to... Yes, that is something I think I'll go into a bit after we went through everything, where let Viren rest. Yes, that's better. Hashtag let Viren rest. I like that. Okay, whenever I tweet, which happens to not be that often, I will always do this. It's Claudia that wants him back, yeah, but screw that. But yes, Varian, I think you're very correct in that analysis of Erebos' character, and it is something that I've been thinking about a lot. But we heard that he can call spirits of the dead. Erebos? Yeah. Do you mean that he's gonna, talk to Viren? I don't care. No, don't do that. Don't bring back Viren, please. I will miss Viren, but you're right. I wouldn't mind him in a flashback. Backflash, maybe not either. But in a flashback, that would be okay. Maybe, depending how they do it. But some sort of Viren in the season. For example, in season 6, the flashback that we got with Harrow and Viren on the bench, that is fire. That is maybe the best form of a flashback that I have seen in the Dragon Prince. Saddest part of the season 7 trailer is that Ithari isn't in it. Little do you know that Ithari is in fact this fish. No, he's not. But they are here. This seems to be the Banther Lodge, so, you know, they're saying like, oh my word, I love you. No. Whatever. You know, classic Rayla Callum things, who really cares? This scene is nice. I guess it's nice that they show that again. This felt like the first time, you know, they were like really together and whatever. So having that in the whole thing of them being like, oh, smoochy smooch, like, oh, I love you. That's all right. What happened to Callum? I don't know, but this looks interesting because now his eyes look differently than they did before. I don't know if that's just an artistic choice, but has nothing really, like, it doesn't mean anything important, or if something different is happening. Also, did we see Renan? Yes, we did. We see no clips of Ithari or Renan. We do see of Renan. I'll show you in a second. I think it's just suspense. Yeah, probably. Get a bit of this, you know, to show, oh my word, dark magic? That's so bad. And then. This looks insane. This was not something that I think was on anyone's bingo card. Rex, you need to chill. But you are not wrong. Because Claudia used her necklace. Yes, this is the necklace that she's always been wearing. Apparently, it just turns her into a dragon-like thing. I'm guessing these are just dragon scales that, you know... There's actually one person that guessed on the wiki. Well, it's a bit silly if Aaron Ahaz uses his alt account to, like, comment things that he already knows is gonna happen. So, like, okay, now what? But anyway, this looks really cool. Looks really badass, and I hope this is not just a one-off. Aaron ain't on the wiki. Well, apparently he is, because Claudia is Lava Girl and Terry will be turned into Shark Boy. Terry can get eaten by a shark for all I care. But yeah, no, the armor looks... That was a troll? No, I know. Yeah, really cool design. Breathing fire is a bit like, like, I guess it can be cool. You know, it can be cool. I'm down. I guess I would have liked the armor to do something. I think Aaron views the wiki, but he isn't actively present. No, I was joking that whoever made that comment is just Aaron's alt account, and he doesn't want to be seen as Aaron, and so he was like, "Oh, I bet this will happen," and he's the one writing it. So you know, I'm 68 minutes late to the stream. What did I miss? Spares. Not gonna lie, not that much. Now that you said that you're that late, like what, 1 hour, and it reminds me that we haven't really said anything for 1 hour is a bit sad. No, the most important thing is here. We think this cave is meant for these arrows because these arrows damage Erebos. Where that cave is either Delbar, where that Archdragon was, or Durin under where the Magma Titan Heart spell was used. And we're thinking about why Erebos is doing what he's doing. Okay. Rex is there. Hates Best Boy Terry? Yeah, no, I don't know. Terry's a cool guy, best shot in the show so far. Again, season 6, why are we doing this? We know what happened in season 6. Like, it doesn't even make any sense because none of this is relevant anymore because the entire army has been absolutely decimated. It's like, what are we doing? But, you know, elicits the feeling of power. Hi, I'm sorry, how much did I miss? Ava, don't you worry about it. I bet... Okay, I was gonna make a stupid joke, but... No, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, you didn't miss very much. Probably the only things that we kind of got to, I'll recap later. But we're kind of just going through the trailer right now and talking about the things that stick out. But yeah. Can we talk about what dead people we are gonna see? I don't think... To be fair, I don't think we'll see dead people. I think we'll see dead magical creatures. Like people, or not people, but elves and dragons. Kareem will be in season 7, according to Aaron. No, I think he will, for sure, but he doesn't have this army. This army isn't there. Hope not Viren? Yeah, no. Hashtag let Viren rest. Season 6, it's like, again, did we, like, suffer from a stroke from earlier that we forgot this was happening? Or, I don't know. I think he'll get executed or imprisoned. Executed is crazy. Imprisoned? Maybe? Exiled? That would make sense. Erebos is so cool and scary. Kendall Brown? You're right. Then we see this shot from season 6. This does work. As much as I have been bashing on the fact that they reuse shots from previous seasons that were like kind of, you know, close to like what, season 5 and 6. This is important because of the hand, which will be important later. Maturity is realizing that Kareem is the villain we needed. We needed someone without a tragic backstory. I agree. I think Kareem as a character was very well done and executed. And the fact that most of us don't like him just proves that. Are we not talking about Kim Dale? Where is she? Well, the fact that we're not talking about her kind of shows that, you know, apparently we don't care. No, but yeah, I could see her teaming up with the rest of them. I assume they don't want to show it in the trailer because that's kind of a big, you know, reveal that she's back and might be fighting with someone. So I'm assuming that most of these like big reveals they want to keep for when the season actually releases. Viren, let him rest. This, okay. Another shot of him with his undead army. And here you can kind of see there isn't any human. I guess this you could argue is a human. We can't really see, But it seems to be that most of what he can revive seem to be simply magical creatures. How this even works, I don't know, because where he is right now is where he got, you know, resurrected, which is over in Catullus. But it seems from later shots that they got the army from the Moon Nexus, and I just realized if we take a look at this moon and compare it to the later moons, they messed up. He got resurrected in the graveyard? Yes, but here, I'll show you the map. Here, if we look at the map, he got resurrected. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea where this is. Probably somewhere like, I don't know. I don't know where. Do we know where the graveyard is? It has to be kind of close, right? Somewhere here-ish, right? But they brought all of these things. Oh, Kingbait, you gotta go? All good. Thank you for joining. What we need is more Soul Regum content. Okay, Rex, you might actually be, like, manifesting this at this point. Alright, Rex, see you as well. But yeah, so they get it from the Moon Nexus, so it seems like they're kind of ping-ponging around this place, which, I don't know, I'm not really seeing why this makes sense. Is this their base of some sort? If so, why? This image from later episode, Erebos was freed in the beginning of the morning. Yes. I love you all except you, hey, that's okay. Yeah, it is definitely from later, but why did they come back to this place later? Like, what's the reasoning? Why here, you know? They could have gone anywhere, but they decided to go back here. Why does the Blood Elf lick Callum? I don't know. I guess you gotta ask him. Anyway, yeah, Erebos does seem to be injured. I think we get to see why in a second. A bit confused on this shadow right here. Like, what is this coming from? Graveyard where dead stuff is. Oh, okay. No. Yes, but like, they're not dead? So why? Yeah, so then we see this. This is on top of Soul Regum's head. So they're confronting him, being all like, you and what army? And he's like, this army. And they're like, oh yeah, well, look at my grimace. I'm gonna take you down. You hear me? Season 3. I don't know why we're skipping back to Season 3 all of a sudden. Then we get this scene again. Talked about this quite a bit. It's interesting. We'll see. Terry. Okay, I was really trying, because I was really trying to get a screenshot of a moment that I feel like. Here, okay, I'm gonna try to open this. Where is this? It looks like Terry, while he's running at the very end of that. Wait, do you see that? Like, I have to say it because I can't, like, possibly pause it at that time. I'd have to be able to go through frame by frame. But do you see how he, like, smiles right at the end of that run? Why?
Doing courageous things.
Like, why is he smiling? And it's talking about good people doing courageous things. Is Terry coming back? Are we gonna see a Terry swap right here? That'd be sick. Mind control. I don't know. It's been forever since Rayla and Soren have fought. Yeah, no, they do fight. I think that it makes sense, though. Bro ain't smiling when you look at it frame by frame. Maybe not. I don't know. In when I see it, it seems like he goes into a smile. Maybe he's not though. Someone finally have Erebos a black eye. Oh yeah, someone finally gave him that. Yeah. Amaya punched Erebos. That would be sick. Yeah, and then Soren and Rayla fight. This is by the bridge at the Banther Lodge. I think that what happens here is the classical miscommunication where he sees Rayla with Runan and whatever, and he's like, oh no, Runan is back. He's, I don't know, doing something with Rayla and Callum. I gotta fight him. And then Rayla steps in and is like, no, don't do that. And then they realize, wait a minute, we have words. We can use those instead of swords. And then they're like, oh, Runan's not a bad guy? Okay, my bad. So yeah, I think that's what's happening here. It does seem a bit like, why are they fighting? But I think that's really it. Like, it's not that deep. I think I see it. You might not be that crazy. Well, I'm glad that someone says that. But yeah, it does seem that he's smiling. Maybe he's not, though. We see this here. This seems to be a different shot from later on, where we see her firing the arrows in the night at Erebos. This might be where he gets the black eye from. Because if we look here, it's a bit hard to tell if he already has it or not. Because both of these seem to have the same shading right here. How are the arrows hurting Erebos? I think that is what they notice, is that these arrows hurt him for whatever reason. We don't quite know what the reasoning is. The power of friendship? Yeah, I think that might be it. And that's why they go back into the caves to pick out these arrows. Or, you know, to get more of these arrows, because they realize, oh, these arrows are powerful. Like, we need a lot of these. And so we might even be seeing them create other types of weapons with this. I could imagine, at least. Yeah, and then we go from this into Callum with the cube. What is interesting is the mushrooms in the background, which means that he might... Okay, this is hardcore copium. I want you to understand this right now. I like the Mushroom Mage. I think he was underused. What if, for whatever reason, they go back to the Mushroom Mage because he is an Archmage and ask him to do things, and this is like a vision. Because this is the same way the cube looked, the same way that Callum looked in his nightmare form, like when he was in his nightmare in season 2. So maybe we could be seeing something like that. Less copium is that it has nothing to do with the Mushroom Mage, but still a nightmare. Why Callum? I feel bad for him. Yeah, I think this is just the nightmare scenario, though. Because it looks exactly the same way as he does in this shot here. And we've seen this already in a nightmare, so I assume that this is like a continuation of this. And the same way we got the nightmare I just showed in season 6 to kind of remind him of what using dark magic does. This will be another thing. Again, I don't know if this is self-induced or something that just happens where he has another vision of what could happen if you use dark magic again. I don't think this will genuinely happen. Mostly because it has the Key of Erebos, and the Key of Erebos has been so specific in what it does that all of the sides becoming the dark symbol makes no sense right now. I can't see that the cube is there for that. like for that to be the case. So I assume that this is once again just a nightmare scenario. But yeah, it's clickbait. Yes, I think it is coming at the same thing that this was kind of, you know, the shock factor of season 6 trailer, where nothing happened with this other than it being a nightmare. I think we're looking at the same thing. But it looks interesting. His eyes aren't dark. It's interesting. Yes, so his eyes are normal. I guess that could give us a hint to what that nightmare might be about. I guess it could be him coming to terms more with what using dark magic really means. Like, you know, really like opening his eyes to what dark magic is, where it comes from, maybe. I could see that. We see this again. Here we can see again, this is how it normally looks when he is being possessed in any way. And we saw earlier, this was shown earlier, and I'm not quite sure why. It has like a different texture on his eyes. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's just happens to be kind of thing. But it is interesting to notice. Aravos from earlier. We see this scene again, you know, we see this shot again. This was from earlier as well. And now we have this. And this is weird. We have this character here, and we don't know who this is. And I know that people have been saying this could be Aravos' human form. Which does make sense, I will say. But I feel like because Aravos, like this being Aravos' human form, I feel like we're looking past other things that it could be. It's his clothes. Is it? I don't think so. Oh, maybe you're right. No, it's a bit different. It's his clothes and hair. It is his clothes and hair. However, I'm still like, okay, I will say right now I am more on the team that it is human Aravos. Maybe the arrows work like the black tip arrows in The Hobbit against Smaug. They are just the only thing strong enough to harm him. Yeah, I can see that. Later shot, same clothes. Yeah, we'll... Oh, here you mean? Yeah, no, I can see it. Like, this could easily be Aravos. What I do think is interesting is that... earlier... Where is it? Here. We see the same character with this staff, though, in the hands of this character. And now I don't know which one is after which, so does the staff come from this? Yeah, no, this is Ziyard. This I'm, like, fairly certain about. However, I'm more curious about what this staff means. And more importantly, does Aravos, assuming this is Aravos, give it to Ziyard or the other way around? Because it is the same staff. But anyway, Claudia's doing something at the Moon Nexus, as we can see here. Once again, we take a look at the moon. It does seem to be not a full moon. Which is interesting, because we've only seen the Moon Nexus activate when it is a full moon. Also is interesting, because earlier when I pointed it out, I don't know if you remember, in this screenshot, the moon looks like this. And now it looks like this, which makes no sense. The moon is flipped, so I don't know how to feel about that. But to more important things, you're right. The actual important things here is that we have Liu Jane on the ground. Anya being like, you know, get up, because we can see her bow and arrow right here. Terry and Soren are rushing towards Claudia. Alan is here as well. The question we need to ask is, I love talking about the moon, but also Liu Jane. No, you're right, Lunamoth. You're right. The thing is, are they trying to get to Claudia or to Alan? Because what I could see happening is that Claudia stops Liu Jane, and then Alan gets so mad, because, you know, they're kind of like a thing. And so he rushes at Claudia, and they're like, bro, chill. You know, you don't need to fight this. But either way, yeah, things are not looking too good. So whatever is happening here, we don't quite know. This is probably where all of these undead creatures arrive, because as we know, Moon Nexus, Moon in general, has to do with the duality of life and death, the connection between the two. Moon Nexus has been used, you know, to kind of go into that in-between of people who are dead and people who are alive, you know, like being able to contact each other. So, you know, clearly that's what they needed the Moon Nexus for. Apparently this is so powerful that they don't need a full moon. The moon looks split in two, light and dark. Yes, that could be another thing. Maybe if we take a look at the moon, they did need to wait for a full moon, but because once it was a full moon, this effect through the eternal night or whatever has darkened part of the moon. That would be interesting. I feel like, I don't know, that might be a bit too crazy to kind of pull off in a TV show, but it could work. Maybe it's as human form, maybe just a new character, maybe a younger version of Kapar. Younger version of Kapar, I don't mind. A new character, I genuinely hope not, because I don't know, I just feel like we have too many, like, we can't add a new character in the last season of this importance. Of less importance, sure, but I feel like this would be too important to just, like, put someone in. What I was thinking very originally is that this, like, the hood and everything looks like the jailer. So we could be looking at some version of that, but that I don't know. I don't know. I can't really see that happening. Alexander was saying, I can't believe they're actually ending it next month. I was full on content with waiting until next summer, but they seem to want to wrap it up quickly. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know, like, it is coming out in December. And you're right, this could be the final season of The Dragon Prince. And that does kind of suck. I think the reason they're doing it is because they want to keep up the momentum of season 6. Because I think these two seasons will lead into each other very well. And so if you have to wait an entire year like we had to do before, you kind of halt the momentum that the ending of season 6 had. And so with this, you're able to carry that on a lot quicker. And I think they also wanted it to come out earlier because, well, we know now that based on how well season 7 does, could determine whether or not they get a new season. And so they want to know that as soon as possible. On November 30th, we'll all watch the show non-stop to get Netflix to greenlight the next arc of The Dragon Prince. Spread the word to other fans. I like that. No, we should be doing that. I probably won't have the time to watch it non-stop because I'll be trying to make content on it. But you guys should definitely be doing that. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, there could be another 3 seasons coming. It does depend on how well the season does. Is it possible that Arvos wants to have Eternal Night so that the stars can see what he's doing. I'm guessing that the stars cannot see what he's doing. Yeah, maybe. Here, yeah, we can see all of the creatures coming out of the water. This is back at the Moon Nexus. These seem to be all creatures related to magic. I think these are the creatures that we saw in Umber Tor, or like at least the Crystal Caves or whatever. But yeah, they seem to be just creatures that are supposed to look scary for the sake of looking scary. Aaron said that the ending of Season 7 will explain why Arc 3 is necessary, and that doesn't sound good. I agree. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second, but yeah. Then this shot, I think, had a lot of people scared. We see Rayla with blood on her hands. I don't understand why they just don't, like, give it thicker outlines in, like, these kind of shots, because it looks a bit weird. But that's just animation nitpicking. This, I don't think is real. Or, okay, two options. I'm looking at the background, and the background seems to be, it could be, this is the same background. Okay. We have these mushrooms. It could, okay, so it could be a nightmare. And that would make sense. If this blood comes from this, I think it's a nightmare. Because it seems to be in the same vein as Callum's nightmare of Season 6. However, the background does look a bit like this area. So where Akiyu is. Am I tripping? I don't know. It's some cave at least. Mushroom Mage? No, I don't think it has to do with the Mushroom Mage. I think these are just, you know, mushrooms in a cave. However, if we go on full copium, this could be the Mushroom Mage once again inducing both Rayla and Callum with some sort of mushroom that will then make them see their nightmare version of whatever to make them come to terms with certain things, which will then in turn boost their defense against these thoughts. That's about as well as I can do. Okay. Imagine the Book of Erebos never gets used and our feud never ends. Okay, no. That was to the other thing of Aaron saying that the ending of Season 7 will explain why Arc 3 is necessary. If they end with just finding the book or whatever, or not even, but like they're like, oh, now the goal is to find the book, I will cry. I think it is her trial, that one image we get earlier. It's an elf. It is an elf. She's being judged? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not really sure what to make of this. I think this shot at least. Let's put it this way. I can't see them having this as an actual character in the show. I feel like the age rating would go too high. And so I can only see this as zoom out, he has horns. I can't zoom out. This is the full image. But yes, this is an elf. She dreams about killing Callum because he uses dark magic again. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm now thinking this could be connected to something like this, where... Oh yeah, okay, look. Are you guys saying this is Callum? Because I'm not that convinced, first of all. I guess the clothes are the same, but if we look, it's all flipped, so it has to be like a nightmare anyway. And so, you know, to kind of sell that whole idea of things being flipped, they like visually flip it as well. But yeah, I could see that like Rayla has a nightmare of Callum using dark magic, and then because she promised that she would kill him before Aravos controls him again, we first see a scene of him like this, where he's like about to be possessed, and then Rayla has to kill him, and that's where she's like, oh no. So yeah. When you say Callum, you sound so British. I mean, how am I supposed to say it? Callum. When I see Callum, when she goes and kills Callum, that's when... I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah. That's why, I don't know. Then we have this. Things are a lot lighter for some reason. We get the moon again. For those of you who are wondering, no, the moon does not really make sense. For those of you who weren't wondering, congratulations, you're sane. But just as a quick comparison, it's missing the left side. Here it's missing the right side, so unless for some reason over a month, you know, passed, that's weird. But, you know, there they are. She's happy, which... I'm thinking why she's happy. Maybe she's like flying into a battle and it's like, yay, they did something that like worked. Maybe not. I think it must be a nightmare because it is a show for kids. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if I finished that thought because sometimes I don't. But yes, if this was a genuine character that would reoccur, I think that would raise the age rating of the show too high. And so to bypass that, I can imagine that they would implement this, but only if it is in a short period of time, something like a, you know, even if it was like in a flashback, but a dream sequence as well. It better not be a nightmare more like last season. Wait, better not be a nightmare like last season. Dark Magic Callum has to make a comeback. Maybe. The moon in this show is the most inconsistent thing alongside the star symbol. Yeah. But again, if you're paying attention to that, I feel like you got bigger problems. And that includes me. Just like here, why does she have two different color dyes? But, you know. Like I said, bigger problems. Zubeya crashing down. I don't remember what it says during the trailer, but it kind of makes this seem like very heroic, and it makes me worry that Zubeya will have a bigger role in season 7. And I just don't think that would work. I'll be honest, I don't think Zubeya was built up enough as a character to make her have any impact. Zubeya season 7 episode 8, still healing, good luck. Yeah. That is old. Yes, that is. This is from season 4, I think, or 5? 5. It's from season 5. But if it's calling back to this, yeah, it just makes me worry that they're gonna try to have another moment like this, and it just doesn't work. Like, if Zubeya has been just healing the entire time, and like, she's been pointless. Like, let's be real, she hasn't done anything, so why... Like, if she has a big moment, it wouldn't feel earned. This is interesting, though, because we get to see Terry with Claudia, which we don't see that often. They are back here, which... This looks a lot like where they were in season 5 and 6, which makes me think this might be... Let's see. They were going from the Sea of the Cast Out to Catullus. So maybe see to get somewhere here. But yeah, because we do see some sort of different types of flowers, which I don't think are normal. And since Callum seemed very surprised that there are magical seeming flowers, I just doubt that this is within the western half of Zadia. The ball that used to be Aravos's prison, the pearl, has been given wings to fly away, which does kind of, you know, reinforce the fact that this is the human form of Aravos, and they are happy about finally letting this go and kind of moving on from this. He looks so funny. Yeah, he looks very happy. It's kind of nice. I don't know. It feels kind of nice to, you know, be able to finally get out of this and then move on from that. Then we have this scene. I don't really have a good screenshot of it. I don't. We'll try to pull it up on the actual trailer again, because this was interesting. I didn't notice this until someone pointed it out during the stream. Where are we? Oh, we got... Oh! No, it's like right before this. Please. No! I just want to... Okay, this is not being fun to me right now. Anyway, you can see that there is Runan right here, lying down. You can see his bow right here, and this seems to be Akiyu because they are in Akiyu's lair. Kind of begs the question as to why, because Aravos is already free. Maybe it's just to take revenge on Akiyu for having trapped him. Again, if that is Aravos's goal, I feel like they have dumbed down Aravos's character by a significant amount, which would be very sad. Oh, Claudia changed the stuff with the corruption sun staff. Oh, yeah, so this, the corrupted sun primal stone is now here instead of in the other staff, which I guess is nice. I guess she just replaced the previous Quasar diamond with that now. Tina is death. Her head is cut off. Yeah, I was, you know what? Well, actually... Why is that message retracted? Is that like an auto mod thing, or... Wait, you know what? We're gonna try to do it here. Okay, so it is like the last scene. Let's see if I can get like a good image of this. I cannot. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ah! Why did I click? Why did I click? All I had to do was take a screenshot, man. All I had to do. Oh, it's too late. Wait, guys. This is some on the fly. It's not bad. We'll do. Wait, I'll take a screenshot of this and I'll try to get one better. There we go. And... oh, man, I'm not quick enough. Okay, so you're saying... Okay, Callum looks goofy, but we can see the background, which is what we needed. Yes, so here we can see... Wait, I'm gonna pull up the same thing as a screenshot. Give me a second. Some on-the-fly... Okay, so we can close this again. Here. These are the screenshots. So we have... we can make this bigger, actually. Here we go. We have Runan at the bottom here with his bow. He seems to be knocked out. And Akiyu, you're saying her head is cut off. I would be surprised. Real James is actually here. Whoever called it, that is crazy. I just knew you'd be doing a live breakdown. Well, I guess you did. I feel honored that you are here again. It's a bit crazy. I haven't seen your reaction to the trailer yet, but I saw that it was at an unholy speed, so you know, that's crazy. But yeah, no, we are doing the breakdown. First breakdown since the PC fried. Yeah. No, yeah, I lost all my stuff, so this is the first time I'm back. Woohoo. My goodness, real James just yeah, okay. That's a reaction. Anyway, I don't think Akiyu is dead, and I don't think this is her head chopped off, simply because that would be crazy. I don't know if they are allowed to do that in the show. Like, they've gone to quite some lengths to make it, you know, feel a bit darker, show some more mature things. It looks exactly like her head. No, it is her head. That's for sure. I just think that her body is connected to the head. That's where I think our opinions differ. Because if this were not to be the case, I think they would be looking at a different audience. Like, I know, again, they want to grow with their audience, and I think that's great, but at the same time, that's crazy. I low-key think they're going to be pushing boundaries, and it could be close to TV14. I don't know what the rules are for TV14, but the fact that Real James just said that, and we all know that Real James is constantly, like, chatting with the creators, and to be fair, like, what do we know? Maybe Real James is writing the show. So him saying that, the head's chopped off. I'm convinced. Yeah, you gave it away. Hames is together again. Guys, we can't do this while he's still here, okay? Otherwise he's gonna think I'm weird. I mean, he probably already does, but this is... this is dangerous territory. But yeah, I'm curious what the goal of this is, because again, I don't understand why go against Akiyu other than revenge. And I think that goes back to what I wanted to talk about, is that Aravos's goal does not seem to match the build-up that we have gotten for 6 seasons now. If we had 6 seasons of building up everything that he's been trying to do, right? And the end goal was create an army and do a bit of fighting, like, that feels weird. And if the goal is otherwise just, oh, revenge, like, you know, I wanna go take out the people that have wronged me. Again? Weird. Is the point of the show all about revenge? Yeah, yes, that is definitely something that the show has tackled. However, Aravos has always been built up as a character that has much deeper reason as for what he's doing. For example, if we look back at season 3, right? Season 3, episode, what is that, 2, I'm guessing? When they are marching towards Zadia. Aravos is talking with Viren, and Viren is like, what's the goal here? And Aravos is like, well, what do you want the goal to be? He's like, I don't know. He's like, what, is the goal conquering? And he's like, what, do you want to conquer? And he's like, well, I guess. And he's like, okay, then we'll do that. The way they did that seems to portray Aravos as someone who has a much deeper goal, but is willing to go along with these smaller goals of conquering, for example, to reach that goal. However, if Aravos' goal just happens to be a bigger case of conquering, that kind of defeats that whole thing, in my opinion. I'm not saying that it will come out, like, I I think to some extent it could work, but I worry that it won't live up to all of the buildup that came before it. Also, I just saw that Real James was saying earlier, nah, you're not weird, come on. Yeah, me when I lie. Like 2 hours ago, I watched Real James Season 7 trailer reaction. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I've seen that he released it though, so I am curious. Layla Maria, how you doing? Lelia. Oh, okay, my bad. Said that wrong. Revenge plus teaching humans magic for fun / mercy. For teaching humans magic for fun. Yeah, that's the goal of the Dragon Prince, I think. That might be it. Hayes bed sync makes him weird. Okay, first of all, Sploosh, most people don't know that here, so we don't need to, you know, make it seem like I'm even weirder than I already am. Yeah, no, I mean, Real James, to be fair, like, you're the one that has been, you've been creating content for this for quite a while now, so, you know, keeping it alive. Alright, hey, James must hear my theory on the Eternal Night. You know what? I agree. Because I think this is kind of the... I made a mistake. I clicked something. Oh, right, I know what I clicked. Right. This is the one. Because... this is, yeah, you know, the monster with the cube, the fire that Claudia was doing out of her mouth, and ice. Wow, we got a battle. I would be interested to see a battle with Claudia and Callum. We haven't really seen that properly yet. We kind of saw that in the water, but it felt a bit weird. That always reminds me of the sandworms from Dune. Yeah. It reminds me of the Kraken from Pirates of the Caribbean 2. You are one of my favorite Dragon Prince YouTubers. Real James, for sure. Me, I'm like, what, 42nd, I'd say? But yeah, again, Claudia and Callum would be an interesting matchup. I really hope that if they do it in a way that shows how fluidly they can use their magic, which is more difficult than, you know, than it is to be saying that. But I've said this quite a bit, that I really liked the way the show has managed to portray magic being very, like, much a part of Callum's everyday life in the beginning of, what, season 4? And then they kind of lost that throughout, where it became more and more the way it was in season 2 and 3, where it was something like super special, where he's like, oh my word, I'm a mage. Like, I can do these crazy things. Where I would love to see a fight where it's like, yeah, I'm a mage, I can do this and this, and like, it doesn't matter, you know? No, hey, you are prob top 10 for me. 10th place, not bad. But yeah, so I would be interested in that. But I'm curious to see how they would do that. Yeah, again, we have the 8 stars, which were important, but yeah. If Callum fights Claudia, then who fights Aravos? I think it's going to be a team effort or something. Seeing as we have... I'm going to quickly get a timeline of this. What I could see happening is that this scene plays out while we get this confrontation. This is where Ezrin is during that time. And we have... where is the screenshot? Wait. Is it like right here? No. Here. This is happening at the same time. So I could see that Aravos sent out Claudia to hunt down a Kiyu. Again, I'm not really sure why. Like, it feels a bit iffy. But while Callum is doing that, we have Ezrin and the gang doing this. you know, they're fighting their fight, and that's why they are split up. The fact that Runan is here with Callum makes me think that Rayla is also here, but that does beg the question as to where Rayla is. And I think she's just in here. I think she got a bit bored and decided to spend a bit of time in here. Just to, you know, calm down and everything. Real James, can you tell us more spoilers for episode 1 of season 7? You know what, Real James, actually, can you do one better? Can you write the script out for episode 1 to 3? That would be great, thanks. Hey, you gotta give yourself more credit. You do a great job covering the show and your live breakdowns. Oh, that is very kind, thank you. No, yeah, I'm very happy with what we've been doing here, and to be honest, I'm very happy with just sharing my thoughts on it, and it's a bit almost silly to me that there are this many people that are interested in that, but that's cool. There has to be something tying it all together. The coin, the key of Erebos, the book, dark magic, celestial elves, star touch elves, archdragons. It has to be connected somehow. I agree. This trailer at least does not show that. But I will say a lot of the early shots in the trailer are very familiar to me. That's all I'll say. I mean, yeah, I would say like 90% of the trailer I've seen as well, because it's like season 1 to 6. No, but I'm guessing, yeah, I'm guessing most of this stuff happens in the first episode or second episode anyway. That's very common for trailers. I guess I haven't said that yet. But yes, keep in mind, guys, all of this doesn't show, like, no, of course, no. I get that you meant that. But yes, a trailer will most likely not show any of the big things that will happen throughout the season. It shows mostly stuff from the first, second, maybe third episode. This is for most TV shows. So right now we're theorizing about the beginning of a season. My issue, I guess you could say, is just that I don't see where we are going from here. Like, the trailer doesn't make it very clear what the goal is. Like, I get the Eternal Night thing, but like, I'll be honest, it doesn't feel threatening. Like, the whole Eternal Night thing, it's just like, oh, that's a scary name, but what does it do? I don't know if that's on purpose. That's the case. Maybe they want more information on power and artifacts from a Kiyu. I doubt it. I think Aravos is more knowledgeable on powers and artifacts than a Kiyu would be, mainly because he had access to the book already, and the Key of Aravos we know as the Key of Aravos because Aravos had it. So any of this, like, Aravos would know more about. Alright, I've been asked to check the... Okay. You guys are silly. In the Discord. We are forgetting about the Season 7 Episode 1 document. Oh, we actually have that? Oh. Alright, never mind. Real James, all I need now is the script of Episode 2 and 3. Season 1, we've apparently got covered enough. The Quasar Diamond is used on Callum instead of Kapar. I will scream. What if it's used on neither? What if the Quasar Diamond is instead used to give us a reincarnation form of Stella's mother, who is a Star Touch elf, and that is how we get... Give me a second. This creature right here. And that's what we use the Quasar Diamond on. Would it be worth it? No. Stella is just Stella? You're wrong. I don't know how to tell you this, but you're wrong. Real James knows it, but he's under an NDA. He can't tell you that you're wrong. But yeah, both of us, we've blackmailed the creators to tell us that Stella is in fact a horribly evil, maniacal creature. Slash JK? No, I'm not joking. Does it sound like I'm joking? No. King Bait, I'm hoping to get early access again. Yes. Oh, someone. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, that would be sick. Ooh, I hope you get early access. I was thinking about it. If, like, I would get early access, like, would I want it? I don't know. How dare you disrespect Stella? I'm not. Hey, forgetting about the doc that took me 2 hours to write is wild. Yeah. Well, that's tough. Alright. Now, I want to read to you guys a story. This story is a theory produced by Varian Profundus, okay? On the Eternal Night. I already thought that a lot of the thoughts were very good, so I want to see what this is. This is the full version. Okay, are you guys ready? I don't know how Rayla met Stella. I'll tell you the story of that after. Alright. This is Varian Profundus. I had a big brain moment. Hey. During the stream, so I need to keep it here. The Eternal Night that Erebos is creating is going to weaken everyone. Elves and humans alike. The Eternal Night would mean no sun, moon, stars, nothing. So, no sun means Sunfire and Earthblood elves will be weakened. No moon, so Tidebound and Moonshadow elves will be weakened. Skywing elves will be weakened without air created by plants. That is, wait, so what, everyone's just dying? Dark magic will be weakened, since magical creatures and plants will die off without nature. Humans will die off without food being grown thanks to the sun and stuff. So, in conclusion, genocide. If the Eternal Night is literal, then Erebos will be killing everything. Oh, okay, we'll be killing everything on Earth. I wasn't that far off. And maybe that's his goal. Since his daughter didn't get to live, then no one deserves to live. Okay. Huh. Not gonna lie, it does make sense. Eternal Night like in Troll Hunters? I haven't seen Troll Hunters, so I don't know what it was there. But if Eternal Night and Troll Hunters meant everyone dies? I guess? Wait, this is... Okay, so... It's kind of worrying because it does make sense. And... I see the reasoning. It's kind of, you know, if I can't have it, no one can. Troll Hunters was pretty much the same thing. Interesting. Okay, well... I feel like... that would be very... difficult to pull off. I can see it. Okay, I'll say that much. I can see it being the case, and I can imagine that they could get it to be a goal that Erebos has. And I think they can tie that back to all of the backstory that he had. I don't quite know what role the Key of Erebos or the book would play in that, if they would play any role. But I would be surprised if those artifacts have nothing to do with it. Because it seems like they did want that to be important. That being said, I think the biggest the difficulty here would be, if that is his goal, how does he sell that to Claudia? Because it seems like Claudia is still on his side. But I don't know why Claudia would be wanting to fight for total annihilation of herself included. Callum will have white streak. Can't wait to see what he looks like. Yeah, I guess. I mean, unless it's just they were talking about the flashback again, or nightmare thing that he has the white streak. Kill your enemies and mine and then rule? I don't know, like, I want it to make sense, because I feel like that sort of world-threatening scenario would make the stakes feel really high. Because so far, they've really tried to amp up the entire idea of, you know, if Aravos gets to be free, like, things are going down. And this would be a very good continuation of that. However, again, I don't really know how that would play out in a season. Like, including this, like, why are they going to Akiyu for that? I was thinking maybe Claudia is trying to go to Akiyu to try to imprison Aravos again, but then why does it look like there was a battle? Maybe they go to Akiyu. Okay, new thought. Maybe they go to Akiyu to make sure that she can never imprison Aravos again, because she was the only one that managed to do that in the first place. I really hope Callum doesn't die. I really hope Soren doesn't die. Honestly, the rest, I'm okay. If Soren is the only one alive, I'm fine with that. Let Viren rest. Yes. Since, Real James, since you're here, I hope that you're on board with the fact that from now on, any tweet that you send that has to do with the Dragon Prince, you will have to put in the hashtag Let Viren rest. If you are on board with the fact that Viren should not be resurrected again, and he should be allowed to die, just out of respect for the man. But yeah, I find it interesting that he has normal eyes when he does dark magic. Maybe a moment of clarity before the dark magic consumes him. Yes, this was something that we were talking about when we were looking at that screenshot. This one. He has clear eyes. I think still I could see this all being part of a part of a dream sequence. I explained how, like, the key of Aravos hashtag Let Viren rest is a thing. Well, Jason Simpson told me that Viren will not be coming back, as season 6 was the last we saw of him. Okay, now it just got sad. Well, RIP then, I guess. Suzanne, how much have I missed? Well, what can I say? Still, though, before people try to bring him back. Sorry, I was late for the stream. I didn't know you talked about it. Oh, no, all good. You don't have to be sorry. I'm glad that you came anyway. He let me know in my interview with him, which I was glad he could give details on. Yes, that. Okay, variant. No, again, we can do this when he's gone. But again, he's gonna think we're weird. Also, what is your favorite series of Pokemon? Season of Pokemon? I have never. Nope, that's a lie. I've seen 2 Pokemon cards in my life. That's as much contact with Pokemon I have had at all. You are weird, hey. I am. That's okay, though. Anyway, to this, I think this is a dream sequence because of the key of Erebos being changed physically in a way, and I just hope that the key of Erebos doesn't amount to this. And so because my hope is based on that, I can't imagine this being real. However, the fact that he has his eyes open and everything does mean that this could be some sort of lucid dream or whatever, where he is shown the reality of dark magic, you know, and where he can finally open his eyes, you know, metaphorically and literally, to what it does. And or where it comes from, since I think that will be something that we will explore. Glad your computer works again. Yes, my computer was working, I guess. The problem is just I don't have any of the things that I had for making videos, so none of the screenshots or anything. Yeah, which kind of sucks. Like a lot. But yeah, you know, season 7 is coming, and so maybe the old screenshots won't matter that much. If anyone has like a link of just a compilation of an insane amount of screenshots, you know, just let me know. Because that would be helpful, probably. But yeah, because I lost that and my whole program to edit videos and everything, and all of the settings I had on there and whatever, I haven't really been making videos. Seeing as season 7 is, you know, ramping up with what they are releasing, I might have to actively get on that. What is something you want to happen or be addressed? Oh, what a beautifully phrased question. That sounds like I'm in an interview now. What is something that you want to happen or be addressed? Well, Soren taking over the world, I think is something that I want to happen. Something that I want to be, okay, no, but being real, I've never really thought about that. What I think I would like is, on the copium side, more Mushroom Age. And for him to be more important and play a formative role. What I really want is for the book that Erebos has, and that we saw in the posters, for that to be something very important, and for it to not be at the ocean point. It is near Ilarion, and anyone who thinks otherwise is deluding themselves, and Sploosh genuinely needs to, like, I don't know, but it's unreal the amount of delusion that he has in his mind to think that it is at the ocean point. But yeah, I think that would be something that I would really like to see. How they do that, I don't know. That might be a bit difficult. But yeah, the other thing that I think, that's the thing I want to address. What I want to see in general is to see Callum using magic casually. And by that, I mean Callum using magic the way you and I would use magic if we could do what he could do. Because I guarantee you, if you could just, like, wave around a stick and fly or hover somewhere, or, I don't know, make some ice to skate, you would not be walking anywhere anymore. Like, there are so many things that I feel like could be changed in the way Callum uses his magic to make it feel more fun and realistic, in the sense that, like, that's what you and I would do. Hi, Bat. I'm just gonna say Bat, because the rest, I don't know. I just made an edit of the season 7 trailer. Nice. Do my homework. I'll pass. I feel like I did enough homework in my time. Why does Blood Elf lick Callum? Okay, bye. Adam, you keep saying this. I don't, like... When? When does this happen? When is the Blood Elf licking Callum? I see some more delusion of sploosh. It's at Ocean Point. It's at Ocean Point. Oh, people keep saying what did I do to fry my PC? I saw that you asked that a while ago. Nothing. It just... I don't know. I was doing something one evening, and then all of a sudden, my PC turned off, and I tried to turn it on, and it no longer would. And it turned out my motherboard fried. So, yeah. Oh, you mean with magic? Oh, right. Yeah, for example. I don't know if... wait, give me a sec. Okay, sorry. Sunk in. I had to do something quickly. No, doing magic, doing homework with magic. Yeah, I think that would make sense. But just casual things like that, you know? The way he makes an umbrella, for example, at the beginning of season 4 with his magic. That would be really cool to see. So it's not like a gimmick that he uses sometimes, but more like an extension of himself. Hey, stop lying. You leave your PC on for like 24 hours at a time. Alright. Someone banned Sploosh. No joking. Alright, Fuzzy gotta go. All good. No, I'm back. I had to quickly, you know. I had to quickly do something. Someone came in. Maybe Adam is trying to say, why does Blood Elf look like Callum? Yeah, that would make a lot more sense than licking Callum. Thank you. Okay, I'm guessing that this looks like Callum. I agree with you, and I think that this is a part of this thing. This scene, which I'm guessing is more of a dream nightmare situation, because if we look at Callum as well, okay, oh no, this is not a good image. Wait, let me pull up a better image of Callum that we can see him nice and clearly. Here we go. Here, if we make this a bit smaller, if we look, for example, the hair is quite similar. Everything looks quite similar. Even the clothes, like the way those straps are. We know that he has this under his scarf. But since his hair seems to be flipped, that is a very common artistic way to show something is not good, right? So that you flip a character in the way that they're shown, for example here, and that way you're showing like this is, I don't know, an evil form of Callum. For example, when he uses dark magic, and that's why she has blood on her hands, because she is in a nightmare sequence where she's like, oh, he used dark magic again, which means he has the blood of everyone on him, and so I have to kill him, which means I have his blood on my hands. He has horns, but the red one has horns. Give me a second. Does he? Why does it remind me? Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I didn't even realize that it looked like Callum until people were mentioning that. But I don't actually remember how to pronounce that name. Where is it? Here we go. Oh, the horn's up here. Yeah. 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 You know what? I am gonna go back to that now. You're right. James, I think you're right. I think this is just someone from Rayla's past who she feels like she has killed. Because this is... Wait, this is the left hand? That was the hand that she had her arm wristband thing to kill Ezrin. So maybe this whole scene will be like a nightmare callback to her having the blood of all of those people on her hands, I guess. Yeah, I like that. This is bloody weird is Callum. Okay, so we have two teams. We have Team Callum and we have Team Not Callum. I'm Team Not Callum, but if it is Callum... Callum's hair is white when he's holding the... Okay. Ziyard has white hair. So, it's Ziyard, I guess. Like, that's... I don't know. Dang, Hay has been demoted to James's background. Oh my word. Guys, don't do this. We already got enough praise from Real James. At this point, we're just milking it. But it is true, and I feel very upset, as you can tell. I'm definitely not laughing. No. I'm curious what the video will be, though. Oh, you know what we should do? We should, because he's listening to this stream, we need to implant thoughts into his mind about this trailer that will come out in the video that we can then take credit for. Guys, this is it. Okay, this is our chance. So we need to come up with some like crazy idea that James is gonna like hear it and be like, dang, I didn't think of that. And then he's gonna think like, wait a minute. I'm just gonna put it in the video and be like, you know, some people were saying this could be the case. And then it's gonna spread because more people. This is all Soren's dream. Oh my word. Okay. So in Real James' new video is gonna be about the new trailer. Or okay, no, it's gonna be. Okay, what are we gonna guess it's gonna be about? Maybe season 7 expectation or something. And then he's gonna have a section where he's gonna talk about what other people might think will happen. Okay, and now he has to cover the fact that a large part of the community thinks that... what do we think, guys? It's all Soren's dream? Is that our thing? It's not a bad one. I'm kind of down for it, because it is Soren. Sol Regum's revival? I don't know if I like that. I know it's sad, but I really think either Callum or Rayla are going to die and then be revived by the diamond. Maybe. Sploosh's theory, Arrow Schizo 3. Okay, so a large part of the community thinks that it will be revealed that all of this is... I can't remember. Was it that it's all Aravos' dream, or it's his way to cope with reality after his daughter died? And so we will end season 7 with him waking up, and that's why we need an arc 3, because he will wake up his way to cope. Okay. I couldn't remember what it was exactly. But yeah, so his daughter dies, and his way to cope with this is to imagine a world in where there are elves and dragons and Star-Touch elves who condemned her to die, rather than his daughter just dying. So yeah, that's what this will happen. In this will be this will be featured in Real James's video. For sure, for sure. Soren wakes up and he's still paralyzed. Nothing happened after Soren got paralyzed. This is his way to cope. He just imagined everything that happened and imagined a world where he still had legs and where he becomes the hero. And so it ends with Soren actually just like fighting Erebos, barely beating him, and then there's Soren standing over everything. He's like, yes, I made it. And then he wakes up and he's not actually out of the bed. That would be crazy. This is all a story being told by the Ember Island players. And we've been trolled. Guys, I think he's trying to get in our head. I think he knows that we're too close to the truth. Because he spoke with the creators, and now he's worried that we know the truth and he will be held accountable for it because there will be proof that he was in my chat. And so the creators will come back to him and then say, did you tell him? Ooh, and now he's trying to cover his tracks and be like, huh, that would be crazy, huh? Never did I think I'd see the day Real James hears me and Hayes' schizophrenia theories. Yeah, well, James is not ready for all of the theories that we have. But yeah. Maybe we can check by looking at the facial tattoos of this elf and ones from season 1. Maybe they are similar. Yes. I think we do know that the mother of Rayla has these tattoos. At least that's from memory. So I could be wrong. That is a good point. Again, I don't have anything to check that with. I don't really have any screenshots to compare. But, you know. There are 33 peeps in here. What? Guys, that's a few too many. Okay, maybe we tone it down a bit with the craziness then. Don't worry, everyone who's tuning in for the first time. We're all normal here. We don't have any crazy theories. This is a completely normal... Oh yeah, join the Discord. We have a Discord if you want. Wait, I'm gonna see if this works. Theoretically, if you do !Discord... I don't think that worked. Unfortunate. But there should be the link. No, I don't think that worked. That sucks. Wait, I'll try to find the link quickly. And then... Oh, wait, it did work! The Discord is a 10 out of 10. Unbiased review, by the way. Unbiased. Alright, Bait, I'll pay you a bit later, okay? I hope that's okay. I'm joking. You guys still complaining about the Troll Hunters ending? I know that my brother watched Troll Hunters. I never did. I don't know what the Discord is 10 out of 10 unhinged. No, it's very normal. We're all normal. I have so many Season 7 theories already. Yes. Oh yeah, right. I'm just gonna say quickly, if you guys do want to join the Discord server, we do have a Minecraft server up right now on Java, for those of you who want to join as well. We do have art competitions, and we have special events. Honestly, seeing as Arcane Season 2 is about to be fully out, I am looking to do a watch party of that we can just watch it all together. For those of you who have Discord and have watched Arcane, or just want to watch it. And probably when Season 7 comes out, we'll do a watch party of that as well. Yeah. So yeah, you're very welcome to check that out. Troll hunters went back in time basically from the start, making everyone we watch as if nothing happened. To be honest, I can see the Dragon Prince going into some sort of direction like that. Like, I still think, okay, the craziest theory that I think is somewhat realistic is that the book that Aravos reads from those posters that we got for Season 6 is, in fact, the book that transcribes history. And we are, like, the show that we are watching is him reading that book back. Which means that technically things have to end on a semi-good note, at least, for Aravos, that he is alive enough to be able to read that. If what I said makes no sense to you, yeah, I don't know. I can't really show you right now because I don't have the screenshot, but effectively, I don't know. The book is important. That's my biggest fear. Wait, what? What's your biggest fear? Oh, especially when they brought time travel into the show. Oh, that is... I'm not gonna lie. Is that breaking the fourth wall? Absolutely, and... it still could be done in an interesting way, especially now that we have time-blind characters. The concept of time blindness could be used to explain why that book exists, or how that book exists, rather. And seeing as Aravos... okay, if we go extremely crazy, we could say that while Aravos was not a fallen star, he could have had access to the same powers that time-blind characters have, and through that, him in the past was able to read the book to himself about the future before he got imprisoned, which then doesn't mean that it has to have ended well for him. But he's like reading to himself what will happen to him. Okay, that's a bit crazy. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to you guys, but if for whatever reason that would be something that they would try to do, I think that'd be very difficult to pull off. Varian, that's so the younglings can stay safe. Rex, you are a youngling. Don't even. Alright. I think for now, though, we've talked 2:45. The Season 7 trailer was W. Yeah. The stream is breaking my brain. Wait. No way James is in the Discord. No, did you guys just add? Never mind. We have a channel. Guys, what are we doing in the Discord? Join the Discord, it's all very normal and normal. Can't get your Discord to work? The elf is literally Ram. Okay, Sploosh is saying that this is the elf. Wait, you know what might be a better idea if I just save this image? Do we know who Ram is? I feel like I've heard that name before. But, yeah, if you could quickly let me know who Ram is again, that would be... Ram is a Moon Shadow Assassin. The Moon Shadow Assassin? Don't elves have 4 fingers, or am I misremembering? Oh yeah, no, elves have 4 fingers. This is the human version of Aravos that they're saying. That's why he has 5 fingers. So the current theory that most people are going with is that this is Aravos in his human form because the clothes are similar and the hair is similar. mean, I don't know how on board with that I am right now, but I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about. Okay, so what we're saying is this is not this, but this. So if we go here, here, and then do a bit of comparison. Oh, no, clicked the wrong thing. My bad. Do a bit of comparison. We are saying this is RAM. Yeah. Things seem to line up. Clothes line up. Not fully. This should be blank. Yep. Okay, I'm convinced this is RAM. Don't quite know what the meaning of that is. Do we know what RAM is? Like, why he matters? Other than him being a Moon Shadow Elf assassin? Or is that like one of the ones that, oh, wait a minute. That's one of the ones that went with Rayla. Okay, well then, okay, theory is back. Dream sequence. Rayla sees things under the influence of mushrooms by the mushroom mage because I'm coping. But, she sees all of her friends that died because of her. And she feels like that is her fault. And that's why she feels like she has blood on her hands. Aravos' human form. How much have I missed? Not... Okay, so I think quickly to recap, for those of you who weren't there earlier, we have this shot here where they seem to be in some sort of crystal cave. And right now, standing theory is this is where Anya gets her arrows. Oh, not that. Her arrows from. As we can see, the tip here matches quite nicely. And oh, Amy, the kitchen witch. It's a cool name. All right, see you. Thank you for joining. But yeah, so they go here to get more of this because they realize that the arrows can in fact harm Aravos, as we see in the screenshot right here. They use the arrows to harm Aravos, so they need to get more. They might be going there also to, you know, make some more weapons with these crystals. Where this is currently up for debate. We have either in Durin, wherever they used the Magma Titan Heart and used that spell, there might have been a crystal cave that formed underneath. Or Delbar, we have the Hinter Peak that is built on top of the lair of an archdragon from before. Or obviously Umber Tor, because we've seen other crystals there as well. This, I would say, is maybe the most boring answer, maybe close to the border. Yeah, maybe. I wonder how they would connect that. I would say that this is mainly important also because they want to tie in the Zadia game that you can play on mobile. Because in the Zadia game, you spend a lot of time underground with a lot of these crystal-like structures. And so I think this might have been an attempt to kind of portray that already in the show so that when you play the game, it doesn't feel out of nowhere. Maybe Rayla will jump off a railing like Lady Macbeth did because she couldn't handle the guilt of the deaths. Yo, Varied, are you okay? First of all, you have a theory with just everyone dying. And then Rayla killing herself. Yes, she will probably feel very guilty. I doubt that that will be the way that she would deal with it. Not Lady Macbeth. Yeah, that would be crazy. But I mean, could be interesting. Alright, did I miss it? No. Okay, now the other thing, for those of you who weren't there earlier, I'm just going to quickly go over the other things that we talked about that might be interesting to mention. We have this character here, who shows up with Claudia quite a bit. We have him once here, where he is letting the pearl that used to be the prison of Erebos float away. And the current standing theory is that this is the human version of Erebos. I'm okay with that. I don't know why. I guess the explanation could be that Erebos might be too big. And so he sees this as an easier way to go around Zadia. But I don't know. I feel like it's something else, but I can't tell you what, so I'm just gonna, you know. I said already, the hood and whatever makes it look kind of like the jailer, but, well, from what I saw in episode 1, this is totally believable. Alright, so this is real James trying to hint at us that we are completely correct, or reverse psychology, we are so wrong, but he wants to keep all of the juicy information for himself. I bet episode 1 was cool. James believes me. Yeah. No. But yeah, we'll see what... James wouldn't lie, right? No. James? The James? No. Guys, let's be real. You never. Not to me. To Sploosh, maybe. But yeah, so I think this is not the Primal Stone. This is the pearl that Erebos was trapped in. So I think this, you know, flying away and then making a big deal out of it, kind of does hint quite heavily at the fact that this could be Erebos, and they are kind of, you know, relieved at the fact that they are now able to release the thing that has always held Erebos and be like, yay, we are finally free from this. Varian, yeah, okay. I'm a bad liar and I don't like doing it, lol. Yeah, that's what a good liar would say. That's what I would say. No, we should play Among Us, James. You should get Discord working and then we should play Among Us. I'm really bad at Among Us because I really don't like lying either. Man, I'm so bad at lying. I don't like doing it at all. But we should definitely play Among Us. I'm super good. Well, that's like... You know, you shouldn't say that. I for real love Among Us. Yeah, I played it a lot with friends when that was the hype. But it kind of got to the point that I would always die instantly because they didn't like playing with me. Because it kind of, like, changed the dynamic. Because I was really bad at lying. You know. No, I still play every now and then with this other group. I haven't played it in a long time. Anyway. So this might be human Erebos. The other important thing to mention with that is that the other place that he shows up in is at the Moon Nexus. But over here, he is no longer with Terry. This other group, there are others? No? Maybe? Cool. I think this is a really sick design for the staff, using the Corrupted Sun Primal Stone instead of the, Quasar Diamond. What that will amount to, I guess we will see, but I really like the way this looks. Anyway, yeah, he's back here, but Terry doesn't seem to be part of the group, so I'm assuming that we will see Terry have a change of heart. Apart from that, was there anything else that is important to mention for those who weren't there for the 3-hour-long breakdown of a 2-minute trailer? I guess honorable mention, this doesn't matter that much. This is probably episode 1 or 2. Because, I mean, they're not fighting for real. It's more like he was worried and then wanted to attack Runan, and she's like, no, don't attack. He's a good guy. That's how I imagine Rayla sounds. That's kind of it. Actually, drooling over human Erebos right now is a crazy thing to type out, think about, and then send. Like, you had way too many steps to decide maybe, just no. Half of the staff is just gone. Nah, Rex. You're alright. Wait, what do you mean with the staff? I'm now curious. Oh, the other thing that was interesting was, if we go back to the picture from earlier, here, this staff appears earlier in the trailer, for those with a keen eye. Right here, when they bring back this, I said this before, I don't know the ordering. I don't know if the scene that we see here is before or after this. Because, well, it's either that this is probably Ziyard coming back, and it's either that Ziyard has this staff and then gives it to Aravos, or Human Aravos, or Human Aravos already has this staff, which then begs the question, how? And what is it? But it could be that this staff is the staff that Ziyard had before. It looks entirely different, but, you know, a bit of resurrection magic can't bring everything back the way it was. Like, I'm pretty sure Ziyard's teeth didn't always look like this. So it could be that he came back with this, and Aravos wanted specifically Ziyard because he wanted that staff. So that's another train of thought, but I don't know. I'm not very sure, and I'm a bit... Okay, guys, what are we still doing? It says Aravos combines the two staves in Season 7, Episode 1. Okay, so this all happens in Episode 1, that he already gets this army. That... Ooh. And now Real James is saying, yes, that's correct. But that means that if it... This is before, that means... Does this happen in Episode 1? But this isn't from Episode 1. Wait. Then why are they not connected anymore? Does he disconnect them? Because, okay, so that would make sense that this is Aravos then. However, that does make me think we get to see human Aravos in Episode 1 already, but then I feel like... I don't know. Bottom of the staff is just gone. Do you mean this thing? Wait. Or here. Like, which staff are we talking about? And also, do you mean here? Because if you mean this, I mean, it's just behind the wall. So it's not gone, it's just behind the wall. Real James, if I may or may not... Wait, I may or may not have sent a friend to the panel to tell me everything. For legal reasons, he did not. For hypothetical reasons, he might have. Is Sol Regum in Season 7? Yes. Wait, I can show you actually. Sol Regum is in all of his current glory in all of the glory that he should be remembered in this shot that we even got in the trailer. Right here. Look at this. Look at Sol Regum. What a beast he is. Yup. That's Sol Regum. Sol Regum's remains are in. Yeah, well, it's better than Viren. Not the skull. Yeah, no, Real James is definitely giving us some insight. That is quite nice, I won't lie. But that's confusing. So if he combines the staves, but now they're not combined because this doesn't happen in episode 1. Do we know what the purpose of the combining is? Or does he just do it? Because maybe if we knew the purpose of him combining the two staves, that might help us into understanding why they would separate them again. James will do anything to spend time with Hay. Oh. James is lying about everything. Oh yeah, no. Don't worry. I am taking that. I'm taking that into consideration. Pretty sure bro just does it. Okay, so we don't know why he does it yet in episode 1. He does it. He undoes it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still like... That's one of the... For those, again, that weren't there earlier when we were covering the trailer, like... The biggest issue I have with this trailer is that I feel like I don't know more about what the goal of Season 7 is than before the trailer. And some trailers do that on purpose. But I think we got too little of Season 7 for it to work for me without knowing what is, like, what's the aim. Even, like, the half aim. I don't even need to know. I don't even need to know what the end goal for Erebos is. I mean, I kind of do. I feel like 6 seasons in, I should know what this guy's point is. It's $5 to be a member. Yeah. No, you guys... Oh yeah, I feel like I've never said this. If you guys want to, you can, like, support me. I mean, I think there's even, like, a donate option or something. But you can become a member of the channel for, like, I think the cheapest is like $3 or something, or $5 a month. And yeah, that's just, you know, it helps me, and that's very kind if you do. But again, you don't need to. Right now, you'll get a special thing on Discord, and you'll get access to the videos as soon as I'm done editing them, rather than my schedule times. He's taking my financial advice. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel the need to, you know, say that all the time, but I don't think I've said it before. So for those of you who are interested, that is a way you can support me. But the other way you can support me is spreading my theories to all of those who are yet untainted by the devious thoughts that are brewed up in this chat. It's been 3 hours, guys. Okay, it's been 3 hours. I feel like we've talked enough about this. I don't know. Refresh your memory with a TDP Kahoot. Yes, okay, guys, I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do just, you know, call it for the Dragon Prince analysis. We might stream again soon. I can't guarantee tomorrow or anything because, I mean, tomorrow maybe, because after that, the ending of Season 2 of Arcane is coming out. I promise Rex now that to prove that I'm not too lazy to cover Arcane, but too in awe of Arcane, I have to do something on Arcane. Yeah, but I don't feel like I'm qualified to talk on that show, like about that show. It's just, it is a level of art that is there to be appreciated, and me as a mere mortal don't have the capabilities to address the art form that is Arcane. Arcane taught me that no character has plot armor. No, Arcane is beautiful. Great job, hey, oh my word, thank you very much. But yeah, we'll do some Wordle to close it off. Because, you know, that is our tradition. We do some Wordling, maybe some connections. Dino said that Bandle is quite fun today. So we'll do some of that. For those of you who don't know, I learned this recently, that Sploosh does Wordle for money. So he is good. Yes, no, Rex, you're allowed to say it. I saw that you need to that you want to tell me something. What do you want to tell me? Right. Obviously, for those of you who joined and would like more Dragon Prince, Blue Kit, Wordle, Kahoot, something. Yeah, we'll do it. Don't worry. But yeah, for those of you who wanted more Dragon Prince analysis, you can go back in the stream if you haven't seen the rest of it. And we have our special event coming in January. Okay, for those of you who aren't in the Discord already, you're welcome to join. I said already, if you type !Discord, it will come up in 2 to 3 business days, and then you have the link to join. Real James doesn't want to join my Discord, but that's okay. No joking. But yeah. January is my birthday month. That's unlucky. Honestly, not having your birthday in September feels a bit sad. I couldn't imagine that being me. Alright. Wordle time. What word do we want to start with? Is there anything that we can use from Season 7? What about... trying to think of a Season 7 word from the trailer that we saw. But I can't think of any. Hey, for old time's sake? Ooh. I mean, I'm down. I'm down. Hey, ooh, wait, first time that it isn't that good. Alright, we know there's an I. There's Poi IE, I'm guessing. So, let's guess... So it's something IE. James? Thine. That is a crazy word. Why the H again, though? We know it's not an H. So, Holmes, adieu? Wait, adieu could, like, high-key work. Wait, I'm kind of down for this. I was wrong about this, so then I think Sploosh is right that we do have an I and then an E here. Which means something that can start here is like an ST, SR, H is out, which is a bit... Heinz? Heinz is a weird, like... That's a brand. I don't know if that is included in Wordle. Okay, so I think this is brine. Oh, that is a good one. I like brine. Yeah. The ketchup brand? Yeah, I mean... What? Wait, this shouldn't be that hard then. Stein? Is that a thing? Prime? No, it can't be... So we know it's I-N-E. Is brine a word? Yes. Brine is the mixture of, I think, water and salt? Spine? Yeah, okay. Okay, guys. Spam it harder. I would start with a do since it has a lot of vowels. Yeah, I like that as a start. Wait, guys, is it spine, do you think? I'm not sure. Swine? Wait a minute. Is it swine? Oh, unlucky. I was down for it to be swine. All right, let me do some... Oh, wow. You guys... For those of you who don't know... Oh, right. That's actually another thing. I stream on Twitch as well. I'll put the link in chat quickly. I do gaming there, and I do it with webcam often. And so for those of you who don't know, when we do the connections, that's when a flashbang hits, because this is so bright on my screen. But yeah, so for those of you who want to join, on Twitch... Oh, who has to go? Oh, Bat. See you, man. Or, you know, thank you for joining. But yeah, I stream on Twitch sometimes. I stream with my brother sometimes. We just play games. You have fun. But for those of you who are interested in that, you're... Wait, are you kidding? Okay, I thought you had to get the subscription to... When is Finn gonna stream again? I don't know. I actually asked him if he wanted to stream a new game that we've been playing. After I'm done streaming this. So we might do that, but I'll let you guys know on Discord. I'm not very familiar with Twitch. Twitch is basically just a streaming website. It functions similar to... It's not very similar to YouTube. I guess YouTube Live you can compare it to. But it's pretty much, you'll have on the side, you'll have people that you're following or whatever. And then at the top you can search people that you want to watch. But then otherwise, probably for you, it'll look very similar. That you just have like the live stream and then you have a chat. So this screen that I'm like that you would see is the exact same on Twitch. But I stream on Twitch because my YouTube channel isn't really... like, I don't want to fill it with gaming content. This is mainly used for Dragon Prince or at least TV show related. Can we do Kahoot? Probably not tonight, because I have been streaming for a while and I'll probably get off after a couple of games. But I am down to Kahoot next time. So I'm planning on streaming soon anyway again. Just for some more Season 7 talk. We might even get some more news. But yeah. Okay, yeah, right. So, connections, we just need to find things that connect. Here, Varian already said Pearl, Bubble, Tapioca, and Boba. They're all bubble things in boba tea. That's great to know. I wouldn't have known that because I've never had that. Wait, right? Pearl, Bubble, Tapioca, yeah. Boo? Oh, you guys wanted your Kahoot? Oh, well. Unlucky. Yeah, I've never had bubble tea. Alright, what... I want to quickly look at this, because I haven't actually taken a look at this properly. We have things with double letters, which has been something. But there are a few more. Jellyfish, starfish. I don't know what the rest would be. Polo, flannel, sorry. Those are all types of t-shirts, I guess? Okay, flannel tee. Wait, Sploosh said flannel, Oxford tee, and polo are shirt types. Ooh. Are they? I don't know, Oxford was a type of shirt. It's interesting. You love bubble tea. I've never, I don't know, never had it. I've heard a lot of people like it, but... Alright, so I still like jelly and starfish. I guess if we just go water, we have coral and sponge. Like, they can all live underwater. Right? And then what would this be? Zit, torza, pen fed. Are those words that, like, come from other languages? Oh, okay, yeah. Sploosh also said jelly star coral sponge. Yeah, okay, our organisms in the ocean. Yeah, okay. The rest are pasta? Last time we did this, there was also pasta. Nah, I never would have guessed that as being pasta. I've never heard of... Wait, back to puzzle. What is this? Oh, tortellini, I guess. I've never heard of this being a pasta. That's crazy. Okay. Wait, where is the mini crossword? This one is a bit interesting sometimes. Alright, man, a few words. Absolutely love. Adore. Does that actually fit? I'm just gonna guess it's adore. A bit of headwear with gems on it. Crown? Your words when addressing a judge. Honor? What is that? The tiara. Yorem is in the chat. Yo! Alright, tiara. I'm doing it. Ear. Okay, this is actually looking good. Wait, what is this? One down. Class, which you'll encounter a lot of problems. No, wait, it's Yoram. And Dino, wait! Nah, yeah, okay. I have a... Math. Yeah, that's actually very true. Alright, we'll do some of these. American... What? Idiot. I was gonna say, I feel like I should know this. Disney heroine with an upcoming November sequel. Moana? An editor might catch me. Wait, might catch one. What? I mean, this is a mime, I guess. A man of few words, question mark. That's pretty good, that's pretty good. Alright, no joke. The tiara kind of came clutch there. That was one of the fastest we've ever done those. Alright, quickly, what are the other ones? We need to do some angle and bandle. Alright, we'll first do some bandle. Missed. No thanks. I'm just gonna... Okay. This, I think you guys should hear it. We just hear a part of a song. So we hear like only the drums right now. It's released in 1974. It has a lot of views. And then off of that we need to guess what the song is. That feels like a very basic beat. Sweet Home Alabama. Actually, I don't Alright, Rex, see you. I don't mind Sweet Home Alabama. I don't know if it was made then though. I thought it was a bit later. We'll go. Wait, if I get it wrong, wait. We'll just check it out. Sweet. Hello? There we go. Wait, what? Okay. Well, what would this have been? Okay, yeah. By this, we definitely would have guessed it. What would this have been? Okay, if you don't know it by this, like... I guess that one riff can help. Wait, I want to see what this is. Okay, if you need this, like, no, that's crazy. If you don't know this, then... Alright, you're back. You might be a bit confused what we're doing. We're just playing some mini games before I head off. But yeah. You play this in band? Yeah. Well, that definitely does help. Okay, we'll do some angle guessing. This one is quite simple. You just look at the angle and you have to guess what the angle is. Right here, we're looking at 90 degrees minus, wait, so 90 to 45. That means like, what, 60, 70, 82. I'm gonna guess 82. Oh, a bit lower? We are 3 hours in. We need to stop. Also, hey, plays games for half an hour to end this. Okay, first of all... Yeah, but second of all... It's fun. Also, Yoram... Wait. It's tradition. It is tradition. So, you know. Guys, I have to do something very important right now. Give me a second. This was Yoram's guess for this angle right here. Just a quick refresher for people who might be a bit new to maths. This right here would be 90 degrees. Okay? And so this is obviously 42. Like, logically. No, I know exactly what Yoram did, and I actually did it previously before. Where I was like, oh, so this is 45 degrees, so it's a bit less. 78? No. It's 81. Look. Break! No, okay, it's, then it's just 80. Bro, if it's actually 78, I'm gonna be so pissed. 79. No, come on. 78 question mark? Alright, I'm ending the stream. I don't care anymore. Never joining this stream again. Nah, you guys have to understand. Yoram is like is an IRL friend of mine. So if he doesn't join the stream, I'll just, you know, send it to him later. Guys, I was so convinced it wasn't 78 because all of you guys were spamming 78. But now I feel bad because now you're all like, I said 78, why didn't you just do it? And you're right. I can't even say you're wrong. Guys, I don't know what to do anymore. Alright, I think, though, that does conclude all of the mini-games that we were gonna do. And, as Suzanne said so poignantly, I did mean to, you know, end around. Okay, global, like we can't end on a bad run, right? So we have to do this. What country do you want to start with? Hey, Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare with that frick. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, my bad. Start with a mother. No, we've done that before. We need to start with a different one. Let's see. What do we want to start with? Something fun. Where do you guys want to go? USA? Nah, I feel like USA is kind of pointless. I want to start... But the motherland? Fine, fine. Very far away. Wait, is this a different... Am I on a different thing? I feel like I'm on a different website than I used to be. Okay, so this game, we just start off with any country, and then... depending on how close it is, you have to guess what the other country is, right? They updated it? Oh, okay, okay. So right now, for example, we guessed Jordan. This is not very good. The closest border is 11,000 kilometers, so it's quite far away. We could do some... You said Indonesia. Varian said Japan. I'm going to do Japan. Japan is equally far away. So Indonesia does not seem like a bad guess. Indonesia is equally even further away, so it's a bit higher. Russia, Austria. Mexico is too far. It's closer to Jordan than it is to these two. So, oh, Indonesia is warmer? Wait, I'm confused. So it's no. Okay, okay. So I think Jordan is the warmest we've gotten. Chad? Okay, we'll see if it's in Africa. Chad is closer. 5,000 miles off still. 5,000 is quite a lot. I mean, we could be looking at something here. Tajikistan? Yeah, it would be interesting if you haven't guessed. Madagascar is interesting. Madagascar is far off. Okay, I'm gonna guess Senegal, because... Okay, so it is closer here. Let's guess Brazil to get a feeling if it's... Okay, so we know it's in South America. I want to see if I can see in which direction it is going. Indonesia is warmer than Japan. So it has to be on like... I guess we can just go through the different ones. How do you spell Colombia? Colder? Okay, so it's further south. Wait, we just go through... Oh! Let's go! Uruguay was it. Paraguay? I was thinking between Paraguay and Uruguay. But we got it. Not bad, not bad. So, Mongolia. Where was... I guess Mongolia would have been a bad guess. Back here. The mother... I mean, like, it didn't. We had to completely guess the other directions before we... So in Uruguay, we have landed. All right, that is gonna be it for today, though. We have spent almost 3.5 hours. Well, we spent more like 3 hours actually covering content and then half an hour doing just games. But that was fun either way. Thank you guys so much for joining. Like, it is still insane to me how many of you guys join after a few months of not really posting at all. So yeah, thank you guys a lot. Kahoot stream soon. Yeah. I am... Yes, I want to stream soon again anyway. And then next time we will do some Kahoot at the end of it as well. Because that seems like it could be a lot of fun. Preferably on Saturday, please. I will have to see. Please don't stream on a Thursday. I wasn't planning on. I won't lie. I usually try to stream on the weekends because I know more people have time then. I didn't know you existed before this stream. Dama, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream. And yeah, I make content on the Dragon Prince. I like analyzing TV shows, and I've done that with the Dragon Prince, done a bit of theory things. But yeah, no, you're very welcome to subscribe and, you know, check out the other stuff if you want to see what we've covered so far. But other than that, of course, you're very welcome to join any of the future things that we do. Again, you can become a member for what, as cheap as like $3 a month, I think. All of that just helps me. You're very welcome to do so, but you don't need to. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and see you next time. Bye.